Craig, I want you to know, fuck rich people and fuck their pools. Although,
Okay.
if I can confess, God, that was a nice pool. Felt great. Sorry, not sorry.
All right. Shall I do our little recap?
Yes.
Okay. So, last session, you all found yourselves in the small town of Ventville, joining a job to exterminate a zombie infestation. Mercury was sent there by her creator to ensure a mining operation could go ahead, and Wayne, Sable, and Adela happened to be in town and agreed to assist. Marjorie, the owner of the town tavern and person pushing for the operation, was eager for the zombies to be removed as she feels the mining operation will help revitalize the town after getting badly hit by unfair taxes. You spoke with her adopted daughter Kit, who saw the zombies firsthand and was rendered mute from the trauma, though she did give you a drawing of whatever she encountered. You also had a brusque, unhelpful interaction with dairy farmer Mickle, whose land is close to the ruins, as well as a bewildering conversation with one of his employees, who tried to warn you away from investigating further. Regardless of the risk, you decided to head to the ruins and see what you could uncover. Upon arriving, the ruins had long since been exposed to the elements, the first 4 rooms dusty and dirty. You poked around, observing fox fur everywhere, and found several clues that pointed towards these rooms belonging to the servants of the ruins' owner. Just as you attempted to open a secret door, a herd of zombie deer came into the caverns. You managed to not only fight the deer off, but destroy them by way of some quick thinking and the secret door's extremely powerful mechanism. In the process, Mercury realized that somehow the ruins are connected to her creator. Now, you find yourself in the inner halls of the ruin, which are untouched, save for a cave-in blocking the way forward and a smear of blood leading towards you from beneath the rocks.
Oh, wow. Mysterious. First thing I think is has the bits of zombie deer that have been on our side of the door, are they still moving, or have we successfully clubbed them to death, or what have you?
They are mega dead.
Okay. Wayne would not have confessed this to anybody, but was very concerned when Adela and Sable were ripping into them and they weren't getting injured. So he would have been paying attention if it was a, destroy the brain, lop off the head scenario, or just enough damage kills them. Is there any way I can roll to try and notice that? What the
Absolutely. Let's do
deer
survival.
weakness is? Okay. That is a 9.
To interrupt Patrick, I would like to interrupt. I would like to interrupt Patrick.
Yeah, go for
it. No, get your roll.
Okay. With a 9, you pretty much discern right away that these are classic zombies in which separating their heads will kill them instantly, but doing anything else will only render them, immobile or maybe weaker attack-wise.
Cool. Unless someone is going to try and stop him because this is important, because important things are happening, but this is kind of a dumb idea. Wayne's going to immediately reopen the secret door and walk out to where the other zombie pieces are and just start chopping into some heads to make sure they're actually dead.
Hey, go for it. You just gonna pull the lever, yeah?
Yeah, just pull the lever, open it up again. Probably do a quick pull, so it slides open and then slams closed in case something's right there. So I can take a quick look and then open it. Just see a bunch of gnashing heads and bits of zombie. Just go around with my shovel and try and hit them in the head over and over again until they stop moving.
Yeah, that's pretty much exactly what you do. There is no one or nothing new coming into the entry point of the ruins. As far as you can tell, you've taken out all the entire herd.
Okay. So while important things are happening with the other characters trying to solve this mystery, the deep secrets of this ruins and how to move forward, just know that entirely in the background you just hear, oh fuck, missed that one. Nope,
I can tell you what you hear in the background because I didn't remember to do this last time, Ink. You hear this just on loop. Do you guys hear that?
I heard it once.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yes.
That's just Wayne with a shovel. He's not even using the blade. He's just hitting it with a flat. Stop moving. Die.
Yeah, so as Wayne bludgeons the remaining zombie limbs into a fine paste, what are the others doing? You're in this hallway, there's a door to your left and right.
How old's the blood?
Roll survival for me. And don't forget your wild die. Also, while Ink is doing that,
3.
reminder that you all now have 3 bennies as well, because it's the start of session. A 3. You can tell it's quite old. Like, this isn't blood that's, just a couple of weeks. This is like, as you scuff at it with your foot, it's like disintegrating. It is undisturbed old. But you can't get an exact read on how old that might be. Let's say, like, as an estimate, over 50 years. Beyond that, you don't know.
It's old, but
Okay.
that's not high enough to be like it's from when the ruins were active.
Yes.
Or, yeah.
Come on. There. Adela's kind of over in the corner just panting because she was like, fuck, that was a lot. But then she looks she wants to try one of the doors because she's like, we need to get the fuck out of here. So you said there's a door to the right, and was there 2 doors?
And the
one
left?
door?
So
Right,
2
and the
doors, left and right, and the cave in ahead of you. So it would have been a crossroads once upon a time.
So how about she goes to the right?
To the right?
door.
No problem at all. Okay, so as you approach this door, you notice right off the bat that there's the exact same lock that was on the pantry, if you recall from the previous rooms. Do you attempt to unlock it? Do you attempt to bust through it? Do you attempt to just open the door straight up?
Well, because the other one kind of disintegrated, didn't it?
Well, we as players know it did, but Wayne was like, "Oh my god, what a tough lock that was to break."
Yeah, Wayne took out a little like knife and like bit of metal
Yeah,
and
that's
went
right.
like, I'm gonna pick this so bad, and then just like pushed the lock through and it instantly disintegrated, and he went,
Yeah.
"Oh my god, this is so difficult.
That's right,
I'm
okay.
so good at this." So you don't know necessarily.
No,
that
I
it's
don't know.
Easy.
Let's just say I'm gonna roll with what I'm feeling right now. Really fucking pissed that deer just wouldn't die, and so she just wants to smash the lock. See, let me get in, and just starts like taking the edge of her sword, try and smack it. What do I need to roll to see if it works?
You don't need to roll anything because the moment that I'm going to say you take the pommel of your sword and smash it down the lock. The moment you make contact, again, it disintegrates. Whatever magic is in this lock is also long gone. Do you open the door?
Well, first of all, Adela's like, what the fuck, Wayne? That was not difficult to open.
You're like, that Wayne guy is really weak.
Like, really? That took nothing.
If Wayne was here, and he's not, if Wayne was here, he'd be like, "Oh, I guess mine was way harder." After watching Adela just open this so easily.
Just shakes her head because she's like, whatever. He's off killing dead zombies, even though they're still dead. She pushes the door open.
All right.
Mercury has trailed directly behind and is just sort of hovering right at Adela's side, and in sort of a, like, I'm directly your assistant for this whole operation.
Like, okay, come on, Mercury. Let's see what's in this door or in this room.
All right. As you very slowly open the door, kind of wary of whatever might be behind it, your first thought is, oh, whoever owned or built these ruins is rich. Because as the door opens, you step into an enormous library, from floor to ceiling, filled with rows and rows of books on really beautiful bookcases, like exquisite mahogany sort of shit. Like, looks like something that belongs in a castle. Like the hallway, it's completely free of dust. It's beautifully lit by the same magic candles or torches, whatever I said last session. And And again, beautifully wallpapered. There's a writing desk in the corner, like a proper heavy one that looks like it's been carved from a single tree. And it's covered in fragile scrolls and papers and quills. You can tell even from here that these papers are very old and they look official in the same way that court documents do. And among them seem to be drawings, can't make what they are from this distance, which are sitting beneath a small bell with a handle. The only other thing that catches your eye is amongst the shelves is an enormous floor-length mirror. Do you go in?
Yeah, we go in, and Dila looks over at Mercury, and she's like, these books look pretty pristine still. Do you think there's some sort of spell on them to keep them like this quality or this condition?
There could be. And they look very expensive and very well preserved, as you say. They could be first editions, they could be worth a whole lot. And very reaches out, pulls out to try and discern a title, very valuable knowledge-wise. And also says just offhandedly to Adela, "What do you make of all this, Lady Ashford?"
Interesting, because the only other place that I've seen a collection like this has been in a castle, in a royal library. This is beyond what I've seen in villages or in small homes. So not only is there possible magic here to preserve everything, but whoever built this place definitely had the money in order to have all of the collection.
Very much the impression I've been getting as well. I wasn't aware that you had experience in castles and royal homes.
I've heard about it here and there. There's some rumors.
Oh, well, you did just say that you were in one, but that is okay. You're allowed. You don't have to tell me anything more than you want to, but I will tell you that I have experience in places like these, and yes, just still examining titles, and Ellie, I'd like you to tell me if there's anyone that's how to turn troop to gold, something that would be really useful.
Yeah, all right. Roll notice for me. Let's see what you pick up.
While they're exploring this room, what's Sable up to?
Yes, actually.
Sable definitely was keeping an eye on Wayne, being don't get killed by a... Sable, in their mind, has pictured the scene in Princess Mononoke where the chopped off wolf head still manages to bite someone.
Mm-hmm.
So I think Sable is occasionally ducking their head through the door to keep an eye on Wayne, and he's also keeping a kitty ear out. But I think when the girls go through the one door and see how easy it was with the lock, I think Sable would at least try to smash the other lock to kind of be prepared, but not necessarily open the door yet.
Yeah, no problem. I'll say the moment, again, that Sable brings their fist down the lock, it just disintegrates into powder.
Was a 5 for the book titles.
Okay. Sorry, Minnie, was Sable gonna do or say anything, or join the girls?
I was gonna call for Wayne and be like, "You done?"
Almost, just a second.
Ever.
All right, as I assume Wayne finishes up and he and Sable make their way in. Is that fair enough to say, Patrick?
I think while Mercury is kind of getting these book titles and stuff and giving the place a more thorough glance over, chopping up ineffectively zombie heads takes a little while, and I think now that Wayne is away from everyone, he has also tried to scramble up to the pantry and grab 2 more bottles of wine. Now that he's revised, and he's short enough that he needs to take the bed that's in there and kind of lean it up like a ladder and kind of crawl up that way. So yeah, he's coming back in with 2 bottles of wine and just saying hi to Sable, closing the secret door behind him, but like is not necessarily in the room yet as Mercury is getting these titles.
All right, Mercury, as you take a look at all these books, what occurs to you actually is that many of them don't have names on the spine, which is unusual, especially for a library of this caliber. The ones that you do see names for are weirdly innocuous. Something that leaps out at you is comparative anatomy of various animals. There's also some, not so much alchemical books, but books on just chemistry, free of magic influence. And I think what else strikes you is that as you I don't think you touch them so much because you don't touch things that don't belong to you. But you kind of reach out and you get the sense that, you suggested, Adela suggested, there is some magic around these books, holding them in good condition.
Yes. You are correct. She's not going to be touching stuff that isn't hers. So it's been more like a single finger move out, push straight back.
Yeah.
Yep. So that's very interesting, and to her fits the description of what the creator would want for her to bring back. But the most important thing is to see if there's anything even better. So, yes, these are very interesting. Perhaps we can, if there's time, we could have a moment to look at them further. Although I'd much prefer an independent being to bring it out first before I start looking through it. Checks out is there another row to the library?
There's not another row, but as you kind of step through, you do see that there is a door at the far end of the room.
Lady Ashford, there is a door here. We can proceed further.
After last time with our kind of craziness with doors, maybe we should take a moment before we go through it.
Yes, you're quite right.
So, and just in the side note, Adela is a little distracted because as she starts to get closer to the group, things come out easier, such as, I've been in a royal library. And she then just tries to gaslight everybody. I'm
gonna start gaslighting you. You're gonna start gaslighting me? I didn't say that.
Pretty much. Adela kind of looks at the door. Mercury, I'm not sure if we should go through this yet. Let's see if we can find any books that could help us. We're trying to figure out why the hell there is a library in a cave where zombie deer attack. It's not making sense to me. Let's see if we can find some clues before we go.
Hey, good looking out, Sable. Thanks for keeping an eye out. We're all done over here. Hey, friends, what you doing in here? Oh, well, it's nice in here.
Mr. Wayne, we have discovered a library.
Yeah, I can see that. Lots of books.
Maybe we can find you a picture book, Mr. Wayne.
Oh, no, I don't need no pictures. If you just got something that's like, got animal behaviors or anything like that. Wayne is going to go through the room and is going to pretend to be reading, trying to read the spines because he's seen other people do this with books, but he's actually looking to see if there's evidence of, paper mites or bookworms or, other pests in here because this is his only actual experience with a library.
Roll notice for me.
Okay.
Oh, sorry, survival. If you're looking for evidence of bugs.
Bugs.
5.
Okay. As you're so seriously, so legitimately reading these book spines, like a true person who can read would do, You're wandering around the room, and it does strike you there is not a single evidence of any sort of bugs. Like, you know, you've seen what a normal library looks like, what a normal house looks like. There's usually evidence of something, even if it's just, you know, mouse droppings or like evidence of bug life. There's nothing at all. And as you take your little turn about the room and come to the writing desk, you do notice that there's a book open on that, written in, I would say even Wayne knows isn't normal common. It's not written in any language that you've seen, regardless of whether you can comprehend it. And there's sketches of predator animals. Anatomical sketches.
Okay. Do I recognize it open to like anything specific? Because like predator is not the deer, but is it like, you know, wolf or something like that?
Ox?
But the deer had predator teeth.
And
in it.
predator teeth, yeah, very true.
Absolutely, it's open to a sketch of a wolf, specifically in on the head, looking at the skull.
Mm-hmm. I think Wayne is kind of mumbling to himself a little bit as he walks around this room, and it's supposed to be kind of like a, yes, a library, yes, fanciful books. Oh, yes, I am so distinguished. But if you actually hear him, he's just like, not a goddamn mouse dropping in here. What kind of exterminator they use? Maybe I gotta call this guy up, give you some pointers. Oh yes, looks over the book, runs his finger down it, looking at the images. Oh yeah, real interesting. Hey friends, come over and take a look at this. This looks real interesting here. And as soon as like somebody else steps up, he's gonna like fade into the background, being like, read this so I don't have to pretend that I can. No,
If he's
let's
gonna-
read this. What does it say?
Mercury, yes mans to Adela, like, oh, Lady Ashford, yes, that's a very good idea. We must err on the side of caution. Sable, are you quite all right over there?
Feels good. We having reading time? Not very good reading in common for me.
That's all right. We'll be happy to translate. Whoa, yes, let's have a look over here. What fascinating
We'll all
diagrams.
be happy to translate whatever any of this says.
Alright, so Mercury is going to attempt to read the mystery book.
Yeah, sure. Have a look at the old wolf head and are there notes? What's going on here?
Yeah, roll common knowledge for me.
Bad. Critical failure.
Yeah.
Critical failure, you got a 1 on both?
One
Okay.
on both.
Oh, wow.
Alright, so as Mercury picks up this book and flips through it, trying to make sense of what she's looking at, what strikes her immediately is that this is not common. In fact, this is not any language Mercury has ever seen. She cannot figure out what it is because there's no analog for what it is that even she's seen, you know, in the creator's workshop. And as you're flicking through these, you realize that the book is disintegrating beneath your touch. The paper is like starting to go powdery, and you think to yourself that you need to put this down, otherwise you're going to damage it further.
Yeah, and that's right what she does. And, you know, still smiling, but freaks out and drops it down and goes, yes, and that is why I should not touch things that are not mine. Unfortunately, I could not understand a word of that, and I will not be looking at it again.
Oh, don't worry, Merc. I think I got the gist. We could, you know, you can handle all kinds of stuff. It's not like anybody around here's gonna mind. You know, nobody's really using this place.
Perhaps not, but still, we should maintain an air of respect. Someone very important clearly was working here.
Yeah, of course. No, respect. Absolutely. Wayne is like brushing off like pieces of priceless book off his pants as is walking away.
Has a dealer come up to the desk?
Yeah, Adela has come up to the desk like, Mercury, let me take a look at that. I don't know, maybe she knows it.
Oh, yes,
So-
Lady Ashford, please do. I apologize for the damage that I've caused. Yeah, hopefully you will have more luck.
All right, roll common knowledge for me, and I also
Yeah.
want you to roll notice.
Okay. Wait, so do I roll them all? How do I do that? Roll them separately?
So just so roll common knowledge first, and we'll resolve
Okay.
that, and then roll notice.
I got a 3.
That's okay. Again, same thing. This isn't a language you recognize. It's definitely not common. But something's kind of tweaking at the back of your mind. You think that maybe you've seen not this, but something kind of similar.
Okay.
But you can't place it. And I'll get you to roll notice now as well.
I got 6.
So, as you're poring over this book, you sort of take in
I'm sorry.
the rest of this writing
I'm
desk.
sorry to-
Mhm.
I'm sorry to interrupt. 6 on what die?
On the D4. I got a
Nice,
4.
okay, cool.
Oh, okay.
See, I'm getting better at the rules now.
Yeah, you
Yeah,
are.
just making sure.
No, that's great.
Yep.
No, you are. I just wanted to be like, if you're blowing up, you better be blowing
Oh,
up.
I appreciate that because my brain's not fully here. Okay, so I'm
Oh,
looking
you're
at the
right.
All right, so as you're very, very carefully, you saw how Mercury handling it made it disintegrate a little bit. You like flip a single page really gently, really carefully, really dexterously. And after you come to the conclusion that, I don't know what this is, but it's making me think of something else, you kind of just generally casting your eye over the writing desk and you see something familiar. Because amongst the papers that are just generally littering the desk, you see several with the royal seal, your royal seal. And also a rolled up map. You can't make out what it is, but it's open just a little bit. Do you want to have a little peek?
Yeah. Guys, I think I found a map here. What should I roll?
I don't have to roll anything. So as you carefully open it, it reveals unexpectedly a very detailed, but if not out of date, map of the Rakishan territories.
Wayne is like all up in Adila's space because he knows how to read maps really well, and so this is the first thing in the room that's like, oh my god, I might actually be able to help with something.
All right, I'll get to that in a second. Is a dealer going to look at the royal seal documents?
Can I ask a question clarifying from
Absolutely.
last? When we went in to Kit's house and we saw royal documents there, was that royal seal the same as my royal seal, or is that a different one?
So this is the same royal seal of the family that you served, of the king and queen.
Got it. Okay, so
There's
it's
a
my
very slight difference, but yeah.
Okay.
It's definitely your royal seal.
yeah. Yeah, obviously she notices that, and so she wants to pick them up, take a look.
Yeah, so as you do that, you flip through them. It's a very thin sheath of paper, and they're invoices. Some of them are pretty generic. There's something about books being received. And then as you flip through to the back, there's an invoice which is lodged towards the royal family, which has been approved. And unusually, it doesn't really have much describing whatever services have been rendered. All it has is quote-unquote weapons manufacturing.
Kayla kind of looks at it, but like tries to kind of push it away from everybody because it's something she wants to try and like puzzle out in her head because, she sometimes understands things and she's not quite yet ready to tell everybody, hey,
Yeah.
I know this
Yeah.
royal seal.
So you can push it away for free. I'll allow that. If you want to hide it for sure, though, because, if anyone else from a mechanic's perspective rolls well enough on a notice,
Yeah.
they will see them. If you want to hide them, like, let's say, quickly shove them into your coat, you can do that. I'll just need you to roll thievery.
I don't have anything thievery.
Well, you do, but it's a -2. So it's a risk. And you can
D4
also use a
-2.
Benny.
Okay, so what would I roll then?
So it'll
What
be
dice?
just a D4, the pyramid, and you'll take
Okay.
2 off whatever you roll.
Do I roll the wild dice as well?
Yes.
Yes.
Woohoo! That would be a 2.
Yeah. Do you want to
There
use
was
a Benny?
4. Yeah, let's just use one. We'll try.
Yep. So re-roll again with both dice.
Still a 2. Oh wait, no, that one's blowing up. Just kidding. We're at. That would be a 5.
Okay, easy. As Wayne is like poring over the map and Sable and Mercury are like their attention is taken by that, you manage to slip this invoice straight into your jacket, no problem. And now I'm going to turn to Wayne with the map. Is Wayne looking for anything in particular, or is he just going like, yeah, I know what this is, baby?
I think Wayne has a lot of experience, like brute forcing maps of being just like, I know the land so well, I can recognize that like this ridge here is this mountain I walked over and stuff, because you can't read any of like the margins or labels or anything, which on the one hand is like a huge benefit because it means he can read maps in other languages or kind of like older maps, stuff like that. If this is archaic common and it's not, can't do it or whatever, he can still read it, but also means that every single map is a challenge that he has to meet. So I think I would like to roll to figure out like if he can recognize this area, even just by like rumor, even if he hasn't been there like in person.
Yeah, absolutely. Let's roll survival.
Okay.
I'll also say that Sable is so used to not being able to read anything in a library in Europe land, I'll say.
Yeah. I once say we'll do a whole thing next, don't you worry.
Yeah. But he's still standing by the door unless somebody's been like, kitty shit! I like how I default to Wayne's voice. He's still standing by the door, like arms crossed, like keeping an ear out for other shit, being like, I guess we're all in this room. I'm gonna make sure no fucking giant wolf heads from Princess Mononoke sneak up on us.
Yeah. What did you get, Patrick?
I got a 5.
Okay. Yes. Okay. So this is more of a personal question to you. Has Wayne actually traveled to the Rakishan territories?
I think so, but not very deeply. I think that Sable is probably not the first Rakishan he's ever like had a conversation with, but is probably the first Rakishan that he's ever got to like know kind of well. So it's definitely like he was in the surrounding territories and then like went over the border into like Rakishan territory hunting something, or passed through on the way to somewhere else. Like not having spent like any major amount of time there in any meaningful way. Sable is very much like the first like really like serious connection to that area that he's ever had.
Okay. So you do recognize immediately like the small area you have been in, because this is a very comprehensive map. And I will say that even if it's not a written language, you know enough, I would say, about how people annotate things. Oh, this thing's been circled, that's the destination sort of deal. What you notice is there's lots of little spots that have been circled, and a lot of them you don't recognize just because you haven't been there, and I imagine Sable probably hasn't gone into detailed geography with you. But you know enough to recognize that this is forming a pattern of some kind. Maybe it's a series of towns, maybe it's a series of like trails leading to a certain location. But yeah, this is a very deliberately annotated, you can get that much.
Wayne has something to show to Sable that is Sable's people and Sable might care about, so he immediately grabs the map and runs away from the desk over to like the door where Sable is and goes, Sable, it's a Rakishan, it's a Rocket, bam, it's your homeland. Sable, look at this. You can show me where you were born.
As he runs away, Mercury goes,
It's like delicate and everything. Everybody else is like so careful, and he's like, got it. Sable, look at this.
Sable! Sable is still like looking out the door and is assuming this was like on a wall or something like that. It doesn't assume it. It's just like, wherever look cold, that's where I from. What is it?
And I'm going to get Sable to roll, let's say, notice.
Alright. Patrick put up if you notice me looking up a lot, if Patrick stuck my character sheet.
Put it on the wall.
Which was a very smart idea. But now I'm gonna just be constantly going.
That's a very kitty expression, so that's fine.
Yeah. It's true. Wow. 2 3s. Which isn't that bad for a D4. So 3.
Okay. So first thing you notice is that it's obviously a map of the Rakishan territories. You do notice it's out of date. Nothing egregious, just like a couple of settlements that don't exist anymore or have been, developed further and are now bigger. And you also notice, like Wayne notices, the pattern of annotations, except you know what these are. These are, this is a pilgrimage route that is very famously known for having a high traffic of people, Rakishan specifically, traveling it at any one time. And they lead up to what you know is, it's not a jealously guarded secret, but it is considered, you don't just give this knowledge to outsiders, effectively the royal city. Which is not something that should be readily available in a map outside of the Rakishan territories.
Are the annotations in Common or Rakishan written language?
They're pretty minimal in terms of actual words. It's more like circling, like the equivalent of like putting a pin sort of thing. There are a few annotations in Common, very basic ones like dates.
Yeah.
Which you aren't, I'm going to say right off the bat, you don't know what they mean. But there is 1 or 2 annotations which you do understand, even if they don't make much sense to you, because they're describing physical characteristics. For example, this settlement here, or like this territory, the Rakishan are known for having a specific pattern to their coat. This one, they often have, broader like frames, or they're smaller, or this is someone who's annotating very specific characteristics of effectively Rakishan, like diversities.
And is that written in Common or Rakishan?
Common.
Okay, so
but again,
just
very
kind of
basic
barely
language.
It, but yeah.
Yeah, like big tail, spotty coat, like stuff like that.
Yeah. Look at big tail. Yeah. I think Sable is doing a mixture of the Edgar Allan Poe, Kate Beaton comment, and also like when a cat like sees like a piece of paper and goes like.
Wayne's just like holding it in front of his face, so just goes, "Ow."
Just very disturbing. More like. And then I think Sable's gonna take Wayne by the wrist and go back to where the girls are, just to see if there are more things related to Rakishans to sniff out.
Yeah, do a general notice for me.
Is it good? I did good, right?
Wait, me?
Yes.
Oh yeah, sorry, you Mooney, yeah.
5.
Okay, you don't see anything else that jumps out at you as being Rakishan related, like this map. But now that you've kind of examined this object up close, you get this faintest hint of a very stale scent leading through to the next room. You can't make out what it is, but something is connected.
I don't like this at all. No.
Oh, I'm sorry.
No, you're fine. I live here. And point to some cold ass mountain.
Wayne tries to memorize all the geography in that area and feasibly how he would reach there.
Hold on.
What kind of passes he would take? What kind of route?
Like, Sable's like, yes, the cannibalism pass. Don't do that one.
Go up from here, going in here, and going in this way. It this looks like a good place to get some supplies. And no, they eat people there. Okay, well,
No, especially EU. They would see you safety treat. Don't go there.
okay, and
No.
that's like a bad thing, you know. It's not like like ritual chewing to say hello, you know, like you and I do. Just
No, not that.
Oh, all right. Well, definitely want to avoid that one. So we got to go to the north. We got to come around this forest here.
I think Sable gently pulls with like a claw, just like gently pulls it out of the hand, and then like finds some like book or like no, I think finds a rug in the room to slide the map over, and then starts taking books off the shelf and putting it on top of the rug.
Wait, no, Sable, I was reading that.
I tell you when we go. So
Okay, definitely going.
if we explore forward with this smelly smell, we go into that room. But I did open lock for other room. I don't know if we want to split up because that might get us more chomps.
But the bad
Oh,
chomp
yes.
chomps, right? Clarify.
Do you believe in good chomps? I don't.
You
I
bet.
don't bite you to be
Wayne's like-
complimentary.
Maybe.
Sable, you bite me all the time. You told
What's
me it was friendly.
complimentary?
You told me it was friendly.
Well, if I want, it's friendly compared to how heavily I could bite you.
All right, well,
I could bite you in half.
guess this didn't mean anything. You can see like a healing wound on his arm.
Are you guys gonna? What are you gonna do now? You've got the smell. Sable has the smell leading into the next room. Sable's also busted the lock out in the hallway to the other room. And I will say, for free, you don't hear anything that indicates more zombie deer on the horizon.
Well, we didn't hear any before they appeared
Yeah.
either, so
Well, you did when they started skittering down the hole.
yeah, like 2 minutes before they were on us. No, that's
And you did
Zombie-
close the door behind you.
quiet. Yes.
Did you say there was like a bell in the room? There was something you described, like a bell or something?
Yes, a bell was sitting atop a sheaf with just like random papers.
Okay. Like one of those bells you hold and ding, 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 ding. Yeah, that
Yes.
seems dangerous.
Mercury's like, yeah, I got one of those at home.
Yeah, once
How do
Mercury,
you think I'm
When-
summoned from room to room?
when Adela like goes to investigate the bell, I think Sable turns and is like, paw out.
Does
Oh,
anyone want to
Adela
roll
doesn't
on the
stop.
bell?
Sable, perhaps not unless you really have a good reason to be doing that.
So what? I pick it up and
Do you?
Sable. Ding!
I'm already here.
So you do ring the bell?
I guess so, because I pick it up to look at it, and Sable goes,
Sable bats at it, which makes it ring.
All right, so the bell rings with an uncommon, beautiful clarity. I wish I had a sound for it. I could not find one. But it's very high pitched, very clear. And Mercury, you feel at the creator's workshop, house, whatever, he also uses a bell. And he only has the one bell, and it's on him at all times. And when he rings it, regardless of where you are or what you're doing, you hear it and you feel it in your bones. When Adela rings this bell, you don't feel or hear it in the same way that you hear the creators, but something in whatever passes for the bones of you twinges at the sound. Magically.
Ah. Ah. How fascinating. This bell may summon a constructed being, such as, like myself, perhaps. But that is very strange, as my creator is really the only one who has made beings like me before. However, this place does remind me very much of their work and home.
This is what Crater's workshop looks like?
Not quite. Well, the library, yes. It's very beautiful. I would say that his is much more beautiful. Although this is very impressive.
Sure.
And his bell is also a bit nicer and shinier looking and sounds sweeter.
Yeah, that makes sense.
It's all very familiar to me.
Does he also have the deer with the big teeth that try to eat you?
Perhaps. Not that I'm aware of. It could have been before my time. I could ask my sister about it.
Okay, because I really think, like, kind of, they were kind of gross, kind of dripping everywhere and did lots of fluids and things like that. And, it's not really hygienic.
Oh, yes, they were quite unpleasant. However, it seems much more hygienic in here, wouldn't you agree?
Yeah, there's no insects, no mice or anything. It's, kind of, I'm putting an exterminator like me out of a job. Just, it's nice in here, yeah. It's all the books, yeah. Nice.
Do you enjoy reading, Mr. Llewellyn?
Yeah, I enjoy reading, and even more than reading, I think I enjoy stories. Tales told around the fireplace by your kin, and someone's often reading from a book, but when you say it out loud, it makes it alive in a way. Although, I got a cousin who's a novelist. He's the smart one in the family. Yeah, maybe his work's in here. It's absolutely not. Maybe his work's in here. Yeah. Yeah, that's Wayne Johnson Llewellyn. He's got this kind of like mystery series that he does, where he's got like someone from our clan, but they changed the name a little bit. So it's like Benoit LeBlanc, and then he's like solving like rich people mysteries, like in here. This is like a rich person mystery.
So then you must feel quite at home.
Yeah, I feel right at home in a weird cave, in a library, underground with deer things. I am flexible.
Very much so, Mr. Llewellyn.
While Mercury and Wade have been talking, what are Adela and Sable doing?
Adela's looking at the bell like, what happened?
I mean, you can roll common knowledge if you'd like on it.
Yeah.
See what you get out of it.
To see if I know. Okay, I gotta sit up. I'm like leaning in April. Because she didn't mean to ring the bell, but frickin' Sable's cat side took over.
Every side is my cat side.
Okay, heating up, so that's 6. 10.
As you hold this bell and you take in how beautifully made it is, like this is an artisanal creation, not just a rusty piece of shit. You immediately think of the king and the queen and how whenever they wanted anything, they would pick up their bell and just tinkle it. And somewhere from within the bowels of the castle, a servant would inevitably appear, ready to serve. That is immediately what you think of.
Oh, Wayne and Mercury are kind of talking. So kindly, but not really. Go, wait a minute. Mercury, you said that this was a bell that used to summon people or summon you? from your creator?
Well, it very much resembles the one that summons me, and so I see it and I hear it, and it very much gives me the impression that it would have the same purpose for someone in here.
Who would
You
be
think-
summoned into the middle of a cave where there's a library?
You think maybe those
Well-
fox creatures out there?
Yes,
Possibly.
it could have been them. Or if they were a being like myself, then they could have simply been in here this whole time and, well, had no need for sustenance or fresh air. So,
You think you might got some kin in here? Like a kind of a distant cousin, second cousin?
Oh, wouldn't that be lovely?
Yeah, Mark, that'd be great. No, let's keep going so we can find your kin.
But wait, who would be summoning someone? Do you think they're still here or long gone?
I doubt we can tell from this room, although it's very well preserved. If someone is here, they're clearly taking very, very good care of it. Perhaps, Lady Ashford, it is time to proceed through the door.
I think you might be right. I think we found everything that we can here. It's just not a lot of clues, but I'll go check out the door. Dila walks over to the door.
Sorry, Mooney, go on.
I was gonna say, before we leave, / maybe when Adila successfully palms Sable in the face and, gets rid of the bell, I will say I do want Sable to, look over by the book at some point, just to confirm that, that was not written in Rakashan, and, that there's nothing that Sable would get out of that Predator book specifically.
Yeah, let's just say Sable, as they follow the rest of the group forward onto the door into the next room, Sable's eye is caught by the same book, they see the teeth of the wolf and the strange writing, and it is definitely not Rakashan writing.
Cool.
Just as a character thing, I want to specify that Wayne, once they're talking about potential others of Mercury, is very genuine and being oh yeah, no, we'll help you find your people and stuff. But the start of that conversation was absolutely I tried to distract Mercury from the fact that I can't read with this story, and Mercury turned it back on me, and I desperately need us to be talking about something else. Oh, thank God, there's something else happening here.
All right, Adila, as you approach the door, there is once again the exact same type of lock. Are you going to try and break it open?
Before she does, she stops and she looks over at Wayne and Sable. Wasn't there another door? Did you guys go check out that room yet?
No, I asked in the room for me.
Mm.
I was just covering our back trail. I was covering our back trail, so I haven't been in any other rooms but this one. But Sable opened another door if we want to cut across and kind of split up.
You
Sable,
can
my
go.
deepest apologies. I did not mean to ignore you.
You ladies can handle on own. Yell
Yeah.
real loud if not.
Yep, we can yell.
We certainly can.
So
Okay.
yeah, Adila tries to open that door.
And who's going with Adila? Mercury? Okay, cool.
I think Wayne is kind of walking away with Sable, still kind of keeping an eye on them in case there's a trap or the door bursts into flames or something like that.
Yeah,
It's definitely
immediate threat.
everything's gonna be okay. Yeah, okay, cool. You guys handle that, and then I just leave it as oh, good, we're getting away from all the books.
Does he say that aloud?
Yes, just in an undertone to Sable.
You afraid of books?
It just kind of makes me uncomfortable. Lots of people talking about oh, we got these books and they're fancy and they're rich and they cost a lot of money. And I'm do you even know what it takes to
dig your hands in the dirt. You know, there's lots of things you can't learn in books.
I don't read a lot since coming to this land, but I like reading at home.
You like you and your folk ever kind of read aloud, kind of tell stories around the fire?
We don't use a lot of fires. We have homes.
Well, yeah, but usually in the home there is a fire, usually in a fireplace, which is the place where the fire goes.
If you pussy and you can't handle cold, yes.
Oh, yeah. Oh, okay, I see the problem here. Well, I would love to spend some time and you could tell me some stories, you know, whether they were from books or from you or, you know, what have you.
Wayne doing the equivalent of...
All right, so as Wayne and Sable leave the room, and Mercury and Adela turn to their door, Adela, I don't think you even necessarily worry about busting it with the sword. On a hunch, you just reach out and touch the lock, and it disintegrates. And you open the door and step into, really, really unexpectedly, a dining room. It's pretty spacious. It's spacious, beautifully wallpapered. If you thought the writing desk was lovely, this table is obscene. Again, clearly carved from a single piece of wood. And as you step in, it's very tastefully lit. There's a very pretty chandelier. And the sudden disturbance of air moves the chandelier, moves the light a little bit. And you realize that on the walls are many, many heads of exotic creatures mounted, interspersed with beautiful, very old paintings. The candles are still lit. It's as if someone has only just left. And again, in the midst of all this, at the end of the room, an enormous full-length mirror. And sorry. What do you do?
Well, are we talking like taxidermy heads on the wall? Like
Yes.
skulls? Okay. Does Adela recognize any creatures?
Let's roll notice.
5.
Okay. So, as you're kind of taking in the room and seeing if you recognize any of these creatures, your eyes are flicking from head to head. And yes, you notice that you definitely recognize one of these creatures, but not necessarily because it's a species you recognize, but because you just fought one of them out in the cave. Mounted in one of the pride of place is the head of an enormous stag with very sharp teeth and very clearly wolf eyes. And as you keep wandering and looking, you start realizing that all of these animals don't look quite right. Something has been changed about them. And then your eyes keep wandering, and you notice as you take in the table that the chair at the head of the table is askew, as if someone's pushed it back in a hurry. And there's a plate of long rotted food next to a book and a small bell with a handle.
Mercury? Does this skull look familiar to you?
Oh yes, very much like the creature that we faced not 5 minutes ago, perhaps 10. It seems that the master of this place was a great hunter and taxidermist, and perhaps artist, you could argue. I wonder if we may encounter any of these other creatures that have been mounted here.
I really hope not, but I'm not gonna get my hopes up that they're all gone. Mercury kind of looks over at the table, or not Mercury. Adela looks over at the table. She goes, Mercury.
You can narrate her, it's fine.
Pretty goes into God mode.
Do you look at the book?
Well, first she sees the bell, and she's like, Mercury, there's another bell. How many of those bells did your master have?
Oh, one for myself. My sister Sulfur does not have one. She's much older than me and different technology. And to my knowledge, Salt does not. Just one for me.
Oh, that sucks.
That's
Sorry to hear
special.
that.
Oh no, I'm unique. I am special. My creator values me, and I have my own special thing that he has just for me. So it's nice and lovely, and actually,
He values you so much that he uses a bell for you to be at his beck and call, but you don't have.
well, you see, Lady Ashford, when you are very important to someone, of course they want you to be at their side at any given time. Like, how horrible it would be if he needed me and I was not there.
Adela just goes over and kind of pats Mercury on the shoulder, like, I understand. Really understand. And then she does walk over and she wants to look at the book. And be like, okay, what is this book that's open?
Yep. So as you close the book, it was open and just written in common. You close it just to have a look at the spine, and it says Rakishan Anatomy.
Well, this is kind of interesting, Mercury. We've got a map of the Rakishan territory, and now we have anatomy of Rakishan?
Yes, I wonder if Sable would find this inappropriate. Perhaps we should not show them. What do you think,
I don't
Lady
know.
Ashford?
I think maybe we should show Sable. They'll know more, and maybe they can. I don't know. This is weird. I don't know what's going on. This is beyond me.
No, I if that is your instinct, then I'm happy to follow it.
Okay, Mercury. So can Adela just like hold on to the book?
You sure can, and you two just going to walk out and follow Wayne and Sable?
Not yet.
Would like to would like to have a peek at the mirror.
Yep, exactly.
Okay.
Oh.
I'm going to get you both to roll notice.
Okay. 5.
5
Yep.
too.
Okay. This mirror is so enormous. You can't help but look at it. You drift closer. And you notice that there's something not quite right about the reflection. There's something missing that it's showing. And in addition to that, it's showing something... Sorry, let me rephrase that. It's showing something that isn't there. You can't place your finger on it, but there's more to this reflection. And on top of that, it's also showing 2 statues standing either side of it that aren't here in real life. Can't make out the specifics because this is a very tastefully lit room. But they're very clearly something like the same figure of the statue that you used to come into this next set of hallways.
We can see it in the mirror, but not in like person. Is that what you're saying?
Yes.
Okay.
Okay, well that sparks Mercury's thoughts and things like, the next way to go that is correct.
Yeah. Mercury, I have a feeling that this will take us where we go next. Do you think maybe we should pause and go see what Wayne and Sable found before we, I don't know, go through this?
We found the way to advance the story. We need to go down the other
Yeah.
path to see what.
Yeah,
is available.
exactly. Maybe we should wait till we're all a group again, Mercury, because last time we dealt with statues like this, shit went down, and I'm not ready for just us to take care of it.
There's probably a paper fragment that's part of a diary that allow us to know the backstory of this character. That
I was
isn't-
thinking like you start collecting all the bells and you gotta ring all 3 of them in a certain order. Or the wall's gonna open.
you know, you can still beat the game without it, but
So what do you say, Mercury?
Oh, I say you're quite correct. It would be good for the entire team to be together, and also I would be very interested in seeing what they have discovered on the other side.
So
Right.
Uh,
So as go on.
Meanwhile, on the other side, we're walking to the other side. Something prickles the back of Wayne's neck, and subconsciously, unbeknownst to him, he thinks, "I missed out on the cool critter room." And then they open the door into whatever's next. Not cautiously at all. Wayne just, unless Sable is going to physically stop him, just walks out in front and pushes open the door.
yeah, no, that's fine.
Yeah. So we'll take a few minutes back to get to this. So you walk in. It's a smaller room than the others, but there's an enormous table in the center of it, and it's covered in cartographer's tools. And the walls are, you can tell they are wallpapered, but only through little slivers because the walls are covered in maps. And on the desk sits a bowl full of an odd glowing liquid, again next to a small bell with a handle. And mounted pride of place above everything else is a spear.
Mabel,
What else is on the
Mabel.
table other than the bowl?
Mabel,
Cartographer's tools
Mabel.
and a bell.
Gotcha. Mabel Sable, who is Sable that wears a handmade sweater.
Yeah.
And I'm going to get you both to roll notice. I'm going to get you both to roll common knowledge off the bat.
I mean, Sable is immediately going to put their hand in the bowl.
Yeah.
Do they?
I think we'll do
Unless prevented by Wayne, yes.
I think we're gonna do the common knowledge roll first, but I think Wayne sees a glowing
wait.
liquid.
No,
and
no,
also goes,
Patrick.
Is it alcoholic?
Patrick, I'm the DM, so I get to say, no, if Sable sees the bowl and they go right in, they go right in.
See, but Sable also has to roll common knowledge.
No, they like, if they don't even stop to have a look, if Sable sees moving liquid and goes, humana, I gotta get my paws in that.
Yeah.
Then that's what they do.
Then Wayne is circling around to the other side of the table and is like really leaning over at the bowl and sniffing at it as Sable goes to put his paw in. Just like, what do you think it is? You think it's liquor?
Sable has already put their paw in it, or is already putting their paw down, but it gives it a sniff.
Right off the bat, it does not smell alcoholic. And Sable, as you place your paw inside it, it feels warm. It feels like when you find that perfect patch of sun as the seasons began to cool. And you notice as you flick your paws through it, that it's sparkling like sunlight. And then in the back of your mind, you don't know how to describe it, but you get this sense that it's asking you something of you. And you listen a little bit harder. And suddenly, if you'll allow me, Mooney, what comes to the forefront of your mind is an image of your partner who you are looking for. And the liquid begins to swirl and change color. And then you see your partner. I'm going to leave up to you if you'd like to tell me what they're doing.
God, that's oh, but they're still alive.
That's up to you.
Okay.
Because we
See
haven't
the
talked too
image
much
of a
about this.
cold, dark grave.
my gut instinct, which I will go on because this is the 4-episode campaign, we're not thinking too hard, we're going with our gut, is a dungeon.
Then it is. At first, you see your partner's face and you concentrate on it further, and the image pans back a little bit. And you see that your beloved partner, who you haven't seen for so long now, is chained and exhausted and filthy. And then the light changes, a door perhaps opening, that you can't see, and a shadow falls forward as someone takes a step, and then the image cuts out.
Here's the question. Is that visible to everyone, or is it just psychic to Sable? Can Wayne see it too?
Yes, Wayne can see it too, because this is a physical manifestation that
Tragic.
Sable is interacting with. But neither of you know if this is real, so now I'm going to have you roll common knowledge.
When the image of his partner disappears, I think Sable swipes at the water. 2 2s, so 2.
I got
Okay.
a 4.
Okay. Sable, you've heard stories about scrying creations like this, and you think this may be one of them. Wayne, though, has traveled so extensively and has seen so many weird and wonderful things. He's seen one of these before. This is a scrying bowl, which anyone can use, provided they know who or what they're looking for, to give you an image. Can't really give you much detail, but of whatever's happening at the moment. And as Wayne's looking specifically at what the liquid returns to, he remembers that scrying bowls tend to use fixed sunlight, which is also sometimes used to fight necrotic creatures as an alchemical ingredient.
Sable, who was that?
Who's who?
Say it.
With what?
There was a.
Did
there
you
was
see
a rocket
something?
shot. Yeah,
I didn't
did
see
you-
that.
did you not? There was a.
No.
I saw a Rakashan who was in like a dungeon or something. What's what it feel like? It feel good?
It felt like sun. I don't see something. How about you put your hand in, and then I see. Maybe I see something when you put your hand in, and you see something.
Oh,
and
that
I
make-
see.
That makes a lot of sense. Yeah, let me try.
Stick my hand in.
Okay. Because we have discussed so little about
I
Wayne's
have-
background, up to
I
you.
have a background thing that I never
Yeah.
discussed with you because I never thought it would be relevant to the campaign. An ancestor of Wayne, founder of the Lewayne family, received a prophecy at the beginning of time that there was one of his descendants named Wayne Lewayne would kill a rat that would in some way save the world, and in order to increase the odds, there's a lot of Wayne Lewaynes, which is why he keeps talking about having like sisters, cousins, uncles, and aunts all named Wayne, different middle name Lewayne. And it was one of the inspirations that got him into kind of doing the exterminator business. About like all of his different family members are like, yeah, there's this prophecy that we kind of have to sort of fulfill, maybe. And Wayne's like, I'm actually gonna like go out and try and make this happen. So I think what appears is an image of a specific rat that probably looks like literally every other rat in a place that is probably too undetailed
Same
to
dungeon.
ever identify. you see the Rakashan, and then it just zooms in on a rat like trying to eat its ear.
Hands over, slightly to the left.
Yeah, I'll allow that. The rat is in the dungeon, sure. And both of you get a Benny, by the way. Patrick for your stupid rat story, which I love, and Mooney for taking the leap. So you both now have 4 Bennies, I believe.
Can I out of canon tell the story of the rat legend?
Oh,
Sure.
go on. I'm going to go to the bathroom and listen in while you do this.
All right. So way back, my great grandpappy, back at the dawn of time, at the start of the age of the man, when stars were first kindled and gas was just a nickel, he had this vision that there would be a rat someday that had like all the powers of the universe, and if you kill it, you save the world, because it was like going to destroy the world, or maybe be like a harbinger of destruction, you know, something like that. And that it would be killed by a descendant of his named Wayne Lewayne. And so
the Wayne clans, we've been very proud of that legend, and we've been having a lot of Wayne LeWaynes because we just don't know, who it's gonna be. Every one of my kin's been, looking for some kind of rat they need to kill to save the world. My grandpappy Wayne Gideon LeWayne, he's getting a little up there, so we think it's probably not gonna be him. I got my uncle. He's in jail right now. He said that he's a Wayne LeWayne, and he was saying, "Oh, I'm going to jail because there's lots of rats in jails. It gives me the opportunity." I think it has more to do with the fact that he ran over that poor crippled lady with his horse. But we got lots of LeWaynes. We got my auntie Wayne Sheila LeWayne. She's been breeding rats, and just kind of like she's got them out behind her house, just kind of like making more of them, and then every once in a while she just like kills a whole generation, which just seems kind of cruel to me, kind of like a rat genocide. But I guess if you're just kind of playing the numbers, then that makes a certain amount of sense. Yeah, just I don't know.
Maybe Rat's angry about that.
You know what?
Genocide.
Maybe. You know what? Maybe it's like a blood feud. I came up with a story separately, and then later remembered the scene from Always Sunny. This is very much the energy.
Jesus fucking
This
Christ.
is Wayne Charlie LeWayne fighting the good rat fight, the blood feud between the LeWaynes and the species of rodents.
Fucking incredible. Back to canon.
Yeah.
What's going on?
Sable bats at the rat in the scrying bowl and is like, "Yeah, I see Rakusan you mentioned now. Maybe he killed."
I think I see it too. He's right next to this rat I've been looking for. Are you?
Maybe he killed rat for you. Do you have to kill rat?
I think I have to kill rat. It's not entirely sure. I think it's just got to be like, Wayne LeWayne. Got to be
like a genetic descendant or just someone named Wayne LeWayne.
So I think it's both, right? But my great grandpappy, he got around quite a bit. We're the LeWaynes, and so we're like the main family. But there's a lot of branch families. I got some ancestors that were a little bit on the friskier side. So we got LeWaynes all out there with all sorts of different species and peoples and stuff like that. So as long as it's just a Wayne LeWayne that kind of like belongs to the extended kin, I think that's how it works.
Kitty paws on her forehead. You don't think you have family in Rakishan territory, no?
I mean, it's certainly possible.
That one?
I don't know. Maybe if he's gonna kill that rat for me, maybe he's the chosen one. He's gonna, bring the LeWayne name to prominence and save the universe.
Yeah. No, destiny is funny thing. Funny how it ties people together in ways that you wouldn't expect. I guess we need to find this dungeon after we done with fucky deer place.
Yeah. Do you think there's any way we can get like more specific? We can be like, hold on a sec. I'm gonna put my hand back in and think really hard. Door to this dungeon. Where door? Where? Which is like absolutely not how it works. But
If anything, the image just shifts so you see the door to the dungeon.
okay.
You know what? I honestly think this works for Sable. Sable puts up their paws and it's like, "You're a genius."
All right. Okay. We got some quarter sawn red maple, which not too common around these parts. We probably got to go a little bit farther to the west. All right. Okay.
And I reckon this is about the point where Mercury and Adela rejoin.
I like how Mercury and Adela were discovering the plot as we were doing.
Well, I mean, I did put this ball in just for you, Moody. I was like, get this bad boy in. Okay, so Mercury and Adela, as you walk in, you notice what Wayne and Sable didn't in their enthusiasm to stick their fingers into a mysterious ball of liquid, which is another mirror, floor to ceiling, in exactly the same manner as the dining room and the library.
I think
Are
genuinely, as you come in, Wayne is like, hey y'all, you gotta check out this bowl.
Fuck the mission. We gotta all put our mitts in the bowl.
That sounds lovely, Mr. Llewayne. However, I will be checking out. That sounds lovely, Mr. Llewayne. However, I will look in the mirror first.
Okay, I think you look
more
great.
Statues.
I think you look great, but once you're done checking out your looks, you gotta just dip your little fingers in this bowl here.
It works for cats and rats. I don't know if it works for anything else.
Well, never know unless you try. Pulls a hand out, licks physical sunlight off the finger, just like entirely unconsciously.
Discovers it is in fact alcoholic.
It tastes like nothing Wayne has ever tasted in his life. It is beautiful and warm, like the finest whiskey. And as he tastes it, he thinks, now if I could bottle this up and sell this, I could make a fucking mint.
Oh my god! Use this as a mix-in for like some mead. Get it up to like a 12% ABV. I could sell this.
Do Mercury and Adela go, yeah, all right, and stick their bits in?
It's delicious.
You know what?
No,
Fuck it.
Yeah, Adela. Look, Mercury's gonna search for reflection statues. That's all.
Okay,
Well, first
I'll get to
Adela
Mercury in a
does-
second.
Oh yeah. So first, Adela though, she looks over and she's like, "Sable, I found this. You may want to take a look."
And what hands them the book?
Yeah, hands the book of the Rakashan anatomy.
And Wayne goes, "Oh, something for sale. Damn, it's a book. All right."
Damn it. They're good pictures? Ooh, salacious.
Let's resolve Adela sticking her hand in first,
Yeah.
and then we'll go to Ink and then to Mooney.
Okay.
Adela, as you put your hands in, you get that same sense of like beautiful warmth and a wordless question of like, what do you want? Or more specifically, what do you wish to see? What are you looking for? And what is Adela looking for in the deep part of her? I would say it's looking for a way to help, looking for a way
Yeah.
to right wrongs. Is that fair to say?
Yeah, definitely. So
The golden liquid swirls and resolves. And it shows you several images, I think, of things that you have seen and do know. And the first is of your sword, covered in blood. The second is of a shield, your shield, cracked. And the third is of the throne that you saw every day of your life for a very, very long time, empty. And then the image fades away.
Wow, Deela, you really got this thing figured out. We only saw like rats and Rakashan in kind of like a dark place, and then a door for a little bit. How'd you do that? You got it all figured out.
I don't know. I just put my hand in, Wayne.
Let me try again. Rat again. Huh.
Which then brings us to Mercury, unless Adela's going to do some dialogue or something about it, or try again.
No, because Adela is shaken to her core because she knows deep down that's what she wants, but she's never vocalized it, never really truly imagined it. Seeing it is just like, oh fuck. So she kind of like takes her hand out, looks over at Wayne and Sable, and was like, "Y'all didn't see that," and goes over to Mercury.
I did know.
Nope, not today, bitch.
Oh, well, maybe we saw different things. I saw kind of like a sword, and it was bloody, and there was a shield with like an emblem on it. I saw like a throne. No, don't mix it into your hair. It tastes good. Just lick it off your finger.
Adela's just like, nope, and walks away as Wayne's still blabbing at her.
Does it make Adela's hair look beautiful? Is it now
It
like
does.
Of course.
It's
It
luscious.
does.
Extra shine.
It looks like how the sun would catch it. It turns into like red gold.
wow?
Yeah.
Hair flip.
So as Adela joins Mercury, who has been staring at the mirror, trying to see what's different about it, I'm going to have Mercury roll notice. You were looking for statues, yeah?
Yes.
Yeah.
Going back to this is not something that she's going to express, but going back to how Wayne's like, "Oh, you look fine." Mercury does not like to look in mirrors. She is not looking at herself. That is a 2.
Yeah, okay. So you immediately see that the same statues are here. Exact same pose. But because the room is a little bit lighter, you can make out more of the face. And it is not a face you recognize, but clearly of a man. You can't tell from the statue, whether the man is wearing specific clothes of like a cultural time. But the man is also holding a spear. Both statues, are holding spears. And as you keep looking, again, you see that something is missing in this room. Or rather, it's showing something that is missing. Because as you walked in, you took it in, and you did notice there was a large patch of wall that was bare, whereas the rest of it has been covered in maps. And as you look now in the mirror, you can see that that patch is gone, but you can't quite make out what map has filled it. Which was then going to bring us to Mooney, unless
She ran to the bathroom. She ran to the
she did?
bathroom.
Okay.
I think as just a little character moment as Adela is coming over to help you search in the mirror and like solve mysteries, you look on behind her and you see Wayne holding a bowl of physical sunlight, just like having carried it over to you so you can stick your hand in and we can see what image comes up, even though you didn't want to. Just like, I'm too curious.
Oh, thank you, Mr. Luane. I decline. I don't require drinking. I do not require liquid.
Well, you certainly can drink it. I mean, it does taste good, and it made Adela, if I may, it made your hair look absolutely stunning. But no, I think it's supposed to just kind of put a finger in there, and it shows you something. And it showed me a rat, and it showed Adela a bunch of like symbolic imagery, maybe. And I don't know. I just wondering what it would show you. If nothing else, it's fun.
Looks at her hands, at the the joints in her fingers that are visible, and perhaps not for me.
Okay, if you're sure, I'm not gonna push.
I very much appreciate that, Mr. Lane.
Check it out, though. Rat.
Oh. How, is this a rat that you know?
I do not. I'm not personally acquainted with this rat. I think it might be a rat that maybe my family is looking for. I'm not 100% sure. But you know what's really strange? Check this out. Look, same rat. Same place, same rat. It's not a different rat every time. It's always the same rat.
Well, I think this is good sign for you, unless this man is known as a Wayne, because a good sign for you because it's in here in your time. This is current time.
Do you think?
I know.
You know? Why'd you know?
I just know.
Okay. You are full of wisdom, Sable. I always appreciate that about you.
And Mooney, so what was Sable going to do?
We were gonna look at the anatomy book.
Yes, thank you. So Sable, as you turn the book, you might not recognize the word anatomy, but you definitely recognize the word Rakashan. As you open the book and carefully, between the two claws, turn it. I will say that, like, certain words that you do know jump out at you, bone, muscle. And then you come to the first diagram. First diagram, and it is of a Rakashan skull, specifically from an area to the north. You can tell just from the shape, like, this is not, your own, like, territory, that specific race of Rakashan. And it's annotated. Nothing in common so much as just, like, little circles of, like, someone has circled specific structures of the skull, like the teeth, the cheekbones, the eyes, what make them different to other Rakashan, a discerning characteristic. And you keep flipping, more words, more diagrams. Diagrams are all annotated. And it's nothing in common, but the same annotations are in the book that was sitting in the library that none of you could read. The same language, whatever it is.
Mm. Sable taps on the book and is just flipping through it, looking for, flipping through it, and it's kind of looking like, is there anything to me that implies this is some sort of hunter? And two, is there anything explicitly egregious? Because in Sable's experience, non-Rakashan are very bad at knowing Rakashan anatomy and culture and stuff like that, like how nobody can really understand anything about him, and basically just kind of look at Sable as this big, like, biological puzzle and stuff like that. So it's basically like, is there anything to me that implies that the person writing these notes is trying to hunt a Rakashan, and is there anything egregiously wrong?
As you're flipping through the book, what actually jumps out at you is that this person is not circling weaknesses. They're not circling, specific organs or, like, soft spots, like how to pierce a rib cage. There's nothing like that. This is someone who is deeply studying anatomy. And there's nothing egregious that jumps out at you besides that lack of looking for ways to kill. I will say, though, that as you take this in, and maybe you stop to think, your eyes do catch that spear over the, let's say, the mantelpiece. And I think it occurs to you that if this person is a hunter, they're not a hunter in the traditional sense. They're not looking to hunt for meat. They're not looking to hunt for trophies. There's something else going on here.
Wow.
Right. God. And as you put your books, as I'm going to say,
sorry,
if you'll allow
Ellie,
me. Yeah.
Ellie, I have to interrupt you. Oh my god, it's Buffalo Bill. Thank you.
Yeah.
If I may just force an action on Sable for a good purpose. Yeah. Sable puts the book down, maybe a little bit confused and shaken. And as they do, they notice what they didn't notice before, distracted by what they saw in the scrying bowl. They notice a carved idol, maybe the size of their paw. And you don't even need to look closely at it because you recognize exactly what it is. Because it's a carving of the Great Mother, a Rakashan, a high Rakashan deity. And it's made from a specific type of stone you only get in the territories. You have no idea how it could possibly have gotten here.
Yeah. Again, playing a dummy is so hard. I'm connecting the dots. Would my stupid kitty cat do that?
It's a good question. Sometimes you do it on accident.
like how I just had Wayne come over to the mirror to bother Mercury about sticking her hand in the bowl. So now he's by the mirror and could theoretically notice what's different in the mirror. Can I do a notice roll?
You sure can, Patrick.
It's hard being dumb.
I know. And don't forget you guys have your bennies, which you can also use to make me give you a clue.
Oh, and you
Or
guys
like a
both
direction.
have 4.
Yeah.
You surely do.
I got such a good roll, and I was rolling
Beautiful.
the wrong die, so I need to re-roll it. Okay, well, could be a lot worse. That's a 7.
Yeah, so as Wayne is, with the ball and Mercury goes, fuck off. Wayne, you catch sight of yourself. I don't think Wayne would see mirrors very often, right? He's used to being down on his knees, cleaning his face in the river, and that's when he sees his reflection. And he stares at himself for a moment, and his eyes drift to the enormity of this room, the splendor,
He's
richness that
absolutely seeing if the rat appears in the mirror as well.
As he takes it in, Wayne may not be able to read, but Wayne prides himself on noticing things. And he immediately notices that there's a map there that isn't in the room. And the map is the very same one that Sable put under the carpet and covered in books.
All right. If Wayne notices that, I think he would turn to Adela and Mercury and be like, "There's a bunch of maps in here, and we got a map in the other room. That's Rakushan territory. Do we think like we bring that map in here, and then maybe we like, I don't know, like set the maps on fire and like there's something hidden behind one of them or something like that?"
I don't know if we should be setting anything on fire, but
Okay,
maybe
you know
you're
what?
onto something.
Yeah, we'll consider that step 2. Step 1 doesn't work out. We remember what happened to that map? I think I gave it to Sable last. Sable, where's that map you had? You left in the other room? It was under some books? Okay, yeah, I'll go grab it. Wayne just immediately runs out of the room.
Oh, and Mercury's like, please, Mr. Llewayne, it's a menial task. Leave it to me.
Don't you worry. You're the smart one. You keep trying to figure out, why the mirror's different. Because that's weird.
So Wayne just goes and gets the map. Starts
Yes.
pushing the books away. Yep.
I mean,
And-
it probably honestly comes back with, if the rug is small enough, the map, the rug, and the books to put on, not knowing what is the solution to the puzzle. And not really understanding that it can't be the solution to the puzzle because Sable is the one who moved those things. But yes, it will exit for a little while, scenes for other people, come back with
Okay.
a rug and several books and a map.
While you guys are thinking about what you might be doing while Wayne is in the other room, this is a DM question. How long do you want the session to go today? We started in earnest at
7 hours.
8:30. Don't tempt me with a good timing. Is there a particular time you guys be wanting to head off? Because I have some options to fill time. I have some options to not.
You
fill
told
time.
us to do bits, so we came up
Yes.
with the rat bit.
I loved it. I'm asking because I have a couple of ways the next couple of interactions could go depending on how you guys are feeling, like energy wise, and yeah.
I mean, I personally think I'm good. I can go for at least another hour, but I could also do 2 hours.
Patrick's parents were also picking up dinner for us, so we pretty much have as free as a night as we can get.
Mhm.
I'm feeling a little off, but I don't think it necessarily means that I have to be out at a certain time. I just need to take meds and monitor myself, and at worst I just go podcast mode.
Okay.
And
Bridget,
I'm
how are you
feeling
guys?
so much better than I was
Yay!
before.
Good.
I'm so glad.
I'm glad.
So I'm down for whatever.
Okay, Ink, how about you?
7 hours.
Are you
And
seriously
you tell us
saying?
these things. You tell us these things. And then it doesn't work that way.
You crash so goddamn hard, and I know you wouldn't like change it for the world. You're like, yeah, do it again. 12-hour session this time, but you crash so fucking hard.
I'm happy with another hour. I'm happy with another 2. I don't make the decision. I'm like Mercury in this case.
No.
But it's important to me that everyone feels, energetic, because there's also meant to be a break for us, right? This is meant to be a
Let's
non-intensive.
say 2 more hours,
Mhm.
and we always can change our mind in either direction.
Okay,
Yes,
I'd
easy
say
peasy.
2 hours potentially going shorter if
Yeah.
like Mooney's fading fast or something.
No problem. Okay, so Wayne is faffing about in the library. Is anyone going to do anything with the rest of the room? Any dialogue?
No, Marina, you go.
I was just gonna say, Sable Kitty Cat is turning the the idol in her hand.
The Great Mother.
Yeah, and I think maybe turns to whoever's closer of Mercury or Adela, or both of them if they're both kind of in the general area, and be like, yeah, rich shit people steal shit all the time from other countries, right?
Yes, they do, Sable. All the time.
Either of your rich people steal anything like this?
Can't
both
say
of
I
you-
ever that.
I'm going to say both of you need to roll. I'm going to say a flat smarts roll, please. With your wild die.
Oh, that's. I'm not very smart.
That's okay.
Ooh, eating up. Maybe I am smart. I got 8.
Oh, you said heating up. I was like, eating up. Fuck, yeah, she's coming up with the good ones.
We just
No.
change it every time.
Heating up is my version of blowing up, or what is it? I don't know. Aces?
Aces,
Pacing, yeah.
blowing
But I'm like,
up.
it's so good to me. And what has Mercury got, Nink?
Oh, Mercury, not paying attention. She's looking in the mirror, and but very idly, like not even thinking about it, goes, "Well, it's not stealing if they find it."
All right, with that 8, Adela, you kind of idly cast your mind back. You're thinking of all the many times that you've seen your fellow knights bring home trophies of a kind from conquering, and even gifts between diplomats. And it occurs to you that you've actually not ever seen an idol or a treasure or anything from the Rakashan territories. Which is strange, because your king and queen quite prided themselves on being collectors.
Sable,
We're
I've
racist.
actually never seen anything from the Rakashan territory. So no, I've never come across this, and I have seen things many different places and lands. Does this mean something to you?
It's from my land, but I don't give this as a gift, so I assume stolen to be here. You recognize little one?
Okay, now I'll roll for
Yeah.
Mercury recognizing what it is. Can I say research, please?
Sure.
Thank you. 7.
Okay. Mercury, as you gaze upon this idol, you think back to all the many things that your creator has shown you that you yourself have seen, intentionally or otherwise. And you do recognize this. but not because your creator has it, but because you saw it in a letter once that was sent to the creator. A small diagram. You didn't get enough of the letter to really get a sense of what it was about, but you remember that diagram.
Ah. Why, yes, Sable, I am familiar with this. I have seen it before. I am not sure what it is called or what its significance is. What does it mean to you?
His rock. What was the context? You got it in. Where you see? Was there a version in your home?
Oh, no. A drawing that my creator received.
Kitty grinding gears.
Okay, that's fine. Mercury's gonna think out loud, which does remind me that this whole place is quite reminiscent of my creator's home, and perhaps this was the person, the owner of this place, was the person who sent that drawing so that my creator may see it.
Yeah, very, 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 very old.
More than me, yes. More than an average human.
How much more than the average human?
I don't know. I feel like the creator has been like, yeah, I'm
As old as I need to be, baby.
Yeah.
as old as
Trader gives you a different age every time.
Mercury makes dial-up
Yeah.
noises, so Sable goes, this ruin's old.
Well, my creator is very intelligent. Perhaps he has experimented with reincarnation theory. Perhaps he has been around much longer than he's ever let me know.
But why would you see a letter for this idol if it's this old?
If I may jump in, I would say that the creator, if you'll allow me, Ink, prides himself on holding on to his documents. So this could have just been an old document that he was reorganizing or looking at for whatever reason.
Paper doesn't last that long, says not Sable.
It does maybe if you're a very powerful man.
I don't recall the reason, if there was one, for it being out and about. I just glimpsed it on one of his many tasks one
So
day.
he sent you to go pick up his shit in this ruin.
Yeah. What? I was told to bring back anything of note. And if this isn't inappropriate for me to say, I would say that that is quite of note. Would you mind if I took it?
Very much.
I think it is at this point that Wayne comes back into the room and
Okay, I
sees
just
this
wanna
very
voice-
tense little. Yeah.
I'm just
Y'all
voicing
didn't tell-
Mercury's.
Y'all didn't tell me there was a bunch of animal heads in there. That was real
That's
cool.
my favorite thing.
What's happening here?
Go ahead, Hank.
Mercury doesn't voice this, but I was given the order to do that. So
My order is
Sorry to
more
hurt your
important than you
feeling.
want. Yeah.
I'm sorry to hurt your feelings, but yeah. Yes.
Did she make any
Doesn't
sort of
say
grab
so.
for it?
No, the thought is I'll just wait till you put that down.
Which Sable is definitely not gonna do now.
Okay.
Adela just looks between them and looks at Wayne. Things got a little
Oh.
tense while you were gone.
Also, when Mercury thought, sorry if I hurt your feelings, Sable would, in turn, Sable's thought process is, sorry if I hurt your face.
Sorry if I break you in half.
Okay. Yep. May I take that? No. Very well. My apologies. I didn't mean to offend you. Yes, Mr. Luane, I thought you may enjoy the animal heads, and that is why I did not tell you, so that it may be a surprise.
It was a great surprise. Thanks so much, Merc. Now, where do we think this
You're
map
very
goes?
welcome.
And I think he is just genuinely going to take the map and try to, like, push it against the wall where he saw it in the empty space. A full-on, like, not looking for hidden buttons, not trying to hang it up, just a...
Yeah. I will say, as you take the map, unroll it, there's some sort of substance on this wall that you didn't realize was there until you were really up close. It's something adhesive, so that maps can very easily just be placed. And you place the map, and there's a pause, and the others notice that the mirror is now rippling. And then the ripples stop and the mirror cracks. Not a big one, but enough to shoot through one of the statues that's shown. And then one of the statues climbs out of the mirror.
Oh, shit!
Mercury
And it is
walls.
moving. It is moving so slowly. Grinding its way out. Small cracks are forming. And then it fully comes out of the mirror. And it stops. And then it turns to you.
Turns to who?
And I need you to all roll agility.
Sable, kill that fucking thing!
4.
Yep.
10.
9.
Yep.
5.
Checks out!
All right, so we have a dealer with Sable on deck. A dealer
May I
as the
have-
statue begins. Yep, of course.
May I have a quick dialogue? Mercury doesn't even recognize. She has not heard the boss music happening.
Oh no!
And-
She goes, "Are you a cousin of mine? Are you also a construct?
Are
Can
you
react
single?
well?"
I'm woman.
Well, but like, thing of recognition, like, oh, maybe the bell summoned you or put the thing. And she goes, what a pleasure to meet you. Who do you serve? And the statue probably just says nothing.
Statue says nothing. I'm going to get you all to roll notice before we get into combat proper.
Okay.
Mercury goes, oh dear,
I-
I don't believe their creator equipped them with the ability to speak. What a shame. Perhaps we can still communicate somehow. That's a 2 that I rolled.
2. Mooney, I'll roll for you if you're going to be gone for a couple of minutes. Sorry, what did the rest of you get?
I
5.
got a 7.
5? Yeah, okay. 2. And what is Sable's notice? There's a D4. Yeah, alright, I'm not going to be re-rolling that. Okay, you
got a
all
7.
notice. A 7. Nice. Okay, so as this thing grinds towards you, you all immediately notice, now that the statue is facing you properly, that this is a statue of a very, very beautiful man with long hair. The spear, Wayne, you realize is the same spear that was in the map room mounted. And
Which is,
you
like over
all
to my
see,
right, right? It's like off to the side, you know, above
Yes.
the mantle.
Yeah.
It's in this room.
Oh
with
yeah,
us.
it's still in the back room. Yeah. And you all see that firstly these statues are made of quartz, a very, very pure quartz. And in his chest is a really subtle but distinct symbol that has been carved. And I think that'll bring us to Adela now with Sable on deck.
Hey, can we put the background music down a little bit? My brain is overloaded.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You can
I-
manually change that, Bridget.
Yes, if
How
you
do I
right
do
click
that?
on GameBot, you can adjust user volume. One thing
Oh,
is
thank you. I didn't know that.
yeah, one thing is a DM thing for Ellie.
Yeah.
I tend to try and go on the lower volume side for my background
Yeah.
stuff, and then I tend to like tweak it in the edit. So it's like
Oh, okay.
you get enough of the background that you're like, I understand what's going on, but I can still like hear everybody and everything's going. And then it's like, well, now I don't have to act. I can like bump it up a little bit in the actual edit.
Oh, okay. That makes more sense. Yeah.
Yeah, not by a lot, but I just do. I go to like rather than doing it something. If something's like loud, I put it at essentially like a medium loudness or something like that. Then
Okay.
I just bump it a little bit afterwards.
Okay. Adela, you're faced with this statue that is slowly moving its spear out. Ready? What do you do?
Phyllis spear, and her first instinct is to grab her sword. She is on guard. Hit it? Yeah, why not? She wants to hit the statue.
Go for it. Give me a strength roll.
Right. Do I do that, or do I roll for my weapon? Which is the
So
D10.
you roll. Yeah, so I'm doing the strength roll. So sorry, yeah, go for fighting.
When I roll that, do I still roll wild, or do I just roll what the weapon is?
You're wild as well. The only thing you don't roll your wild for is damage.
Oh, that's good to know. I can do that. That is 11.
Jesus Christ. Yeah, that hits. Give me your damage.
Okay. And for damage, what do I roll for that?
That is whatever your sword is. Give me a second. I can bring that up for you.
Oh, wait. That's the D10.
Your sword is.
There we go.
Yeah.
I see. 7.
7? Yeah. Okay, so you take a mighty swing at that thing, and because you got a raise, you get a little benefit, which is that you cut its non-weapon hand off. It doesn't seem bothered by that at all, but you do see that little cracks form, and as you do cleave through it, it emits this extremely clear, high-pitched noise, like a crystal flute would, if you were to do the thing. And it occurs to you that just because you can hit this thing doesn't mean that it's going to stop it. There might need to be something else to fully render it done.
Is it
Are you going to
possible-
take any other actions?
Can I go try and get the dismembered hand? Because Adela's like, hey, we used the hand last time. Maybe this will be helpful.
Yeah, sure. I'll just give you a free object interaction. You pick it up.
Okay, so cool. I get the hand. I'm like, I'm gonna hold on to this, and then I don't do any.
Sure. That brings us to Sable with Wayne on deck. Sable, you've just seen Adela take a good hit at this thing. For some reason, she's picked up the hand. Humans, weird. Anyway, and you've also seen the symbol on its chest and heard the noise that it made upon being struck. What do you do?
What does so it came out of the mirror, right?
Yes, it climbed
And
out.
what does the mirror currently look like?
The mirror currently looks so there's still one statue in there, but a crack over the mirror has intersected with the statue being shown still inside. But beyond that, the mirror looks pretty much the same.
Is it attached to the wall or is it propped up?
It's attached to the wall.
Okay.
You can roll a notice if you'd like to really get a little looky-loo at it proper again.
Yeah, I'll get a little looky-loo at it. My cat is stupid, but she's not stupid to hit something that
Yeah.
is made of rock.
Yeah.
Okay, thank God you meant Sable, because I was like, excuse me, Pepper and
Have a good
Shishido are
man.
very clever boys.
That's a 13.
Okay, Sable, as you gaze upon this mirror, the gears are fucking whirring. You notice that the image isn't actually static. It's very faintly still rippling, kind of like a calm body of water would be when it's gently like smoothed over by the breeze.
Okay. Is there any like bookshelves in this particular? There's the nice dining table, right?
That's in the dining room or in the map room. So you've got a
in
big
the map room.
like work table. Yeah.
Yeah, which has a bunch of tools on it, but not necessarily helpful tools.
Yeah.
Okay, so the only furniture in this room is the table.
Yes, but if you're looking for things to like move, you could absolutely, pick up the tools. Like there are other things you can interact with. What are you specifically wanting to do?
I want to drag furniture out in front of the mirror.
Yeah, you can absolutely. I'm curious what you're trying to achieve.
Keep another robot from coming through the mirror.
I can tell you categorically, with your 13, maybe another statue is meant to come out, but the crack that's bisected it has something's like the mirror's not quite right.
Okay, and that in that case that is helpful. Then Sable will chuck something at the mirror. Then something heavy.
Yeah. Let's say Sable like reaches out for something from the cartographer's table. So, I don't know, like a
globe,
what are they called?
something like that.
Yeah, something like whatever. It's a little ink pot. Throws it at the mirror and it disappears through the mirror, leaving only like ripples that spread out from behind it.
Okay. Sable immediately realizes Wayne is going to walk through this without a shadow of a doubt.
I mean, not right this second, but yeah,
On
eventually.
his turn, yeah, absolutely. And having realized that, decides to, at that point, maybe best to barricade the robot. So, it's, what part of the room is it with? And it's facing Adela, right?
Yeah, so it's come out of the mirror, it's approached Adela. It is still between like the table and the mirror, if that makes sense. Like the table is at the center of the room. And it is currently focused on Adela.
Okay, then I'm gonna like throw or push the table, whatever would make more sense, to like box in the robot with the table legs.
Okay. I'm gonna get you to roll strength because it's
against. Yeah.
roll strength, and I'm gonna have you take a -2 because it's a fucking heavy table.
Yeah. Yeah, okay, but I'm buff.
You are buff, you're a big strong kitty.
Yeah.
You said -2?
Yeah, and don't forget you have bennies.
I'll do a Benny. Thank you.
Yep.
Much better. Yeah. You said -2, and if I do another Benny, I can still take whatever was highest, right?
Um,
I think you can
I
only
don't
use
think-
one Benny
yeah.
per roll.
Okay,
Yeah.
cool. Then I will go with 9.
nice. It's 2 raises. All right. Sable, between like seeing your partner apropos of nothing and like Mercury being weird about the idol, you are already tense. The adrenaline is already like preemptively started to flow. And then this bizarre statue steps through and you are like, fuck this. I'm done with this shit. And you like grab the table with all your strength, like the fur fluffing up in a wave along your body, and you shove with everything you have. And like you don't necessarily like send the table flying, but it is at a force enough that it moves into the statue and begins pushing the statue. And I will say, because of the raise, it occurs to you that for a quartz statue, this is a really light creation, as if it's hollow.
Okay.
Would you like to do anything else, or are you going to keep on pushing? And that'll be your turn. You'll need to take a penalty if you're going to do an attack. Or
No,
anything.
I think we're gonna just continue because I don't know. Just to like illustrate what I meant is like the idea of like flipping the table up if I can.
Oh,
So,
yeah.
Like the legs become like a cage for the statue,
Oh,
and
and
then
then pushing it against the...
Yeah.
Yeah, no, let's say you've done that then, yeah.
Okay.
But
Then
it'll
I'm-
take a little bit longer to trap it because it's now really awkwardly...
Yeah.
Like
so
how the
now
table is, yeah.
the table's just pushed it with their shoulders, so they're trapping it against the wall, and Wayne's idiot fucking ass can go through the mirror.
So I'll say you haven't pushed it all the way to the room because
Yeah.
you had to first get it up, and then it's like hit the statue and has pushed it a little bit.
Yeah.
Let's
okay,
say you'll
then
need like another
then-
success to get
my
it.
current thing moving on to the next turn is staggering towards the wall with my
Yeah.
side pushed against it to kind of trap
Easy.
the spider. Yes,
So it brings us to
spider
Wayne
and
with
a
a
cup move.
statue.
You can keep pushing as another action, right? And just.
Oh
take it
yes,
with
but there'll be a
bonus.
penalty to it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I could do would I be able to do another Benny for that?
It's a different roll.
Yeah, you can if you want.
Sure, why not? I got 4.
Yeah.
Is that my strength again?
Yeah.
All right, and then what is that? Like -3, -4?
-4.
-2.
Oh, okay.
Oh no, because it's oh no, you're right. Sorry, -4. Yes, because I gave.
Yeah,
the
because
penalty
it's
for
-2
heaviness.
because it's a big heavy table, and then -2 for being the second action.
Okay,
yeah.
I'm gonna do another Benny. Yeah, not awesome. Okay, I will do. That will be so -4.
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay, that's only a 1.
Ooh. Yeah.
But not an
what did
ally.
your- Yeah, I was gonna say, what did your wild die get out of interest? It wasn't a 1, right?
On my wild die, it was a 5 both times.
Okay, yeah, that's fine then. Okay, unfortunately, it's now recognized that something is pushing against it, and it is pushing back. So you don't make any headway. It's a bigger strength roll, sorry. Which brings us to Wayne with the statue on deck.
Okay. Wayne's first instinct, whenever he fucks something up or something bad happens, is to immediately undo it, either to fix it or to try to pretend that he didn't do it. So, as a free object interaction, can he take the map back off the wall?
Sure. And I will say, Sable, because you rolled so well with the mirror notice earlier, as Wayne does this, the mirror stops rippling and is now perfectly static once more. What is Wayne going to do now? He's undone the mirror, the map.
Did Wayne actually bring over the rug from the library?
I don't know, did he?
It's up to you whether it's small enough for him to have done that.
I was not imagining it as more than a like circular. When I said
Yeah,
it,
like
I
a
was
little-
not imagining it more than a circular rock.
Yeah. Sure, he's brought the rug over the little carpet, yeah.
Well, as he takes the map off and he goes, "Oh my god, an enemy! This is entirely random happenstance!" And runs over and is going to try to throw the rug over the statue to kind of like bind it up a little bit and make it not see us. I'm going to assume that's some sort of like attack roll.
I'm wondering whether it would be strength or like a agility thing, or whether it would count as trying to bind someone or distract them. I reckon maybe it'll be give me a second, I just want to check. Wait. Yeah. Okay. Let's say you've got to roll. I feel like thievery would be the closest, just because of sleight of hand. Like
Sure.
you're trying to perfectly drape this, and I will get the statue to do an opposed roll. I have no idea what the statue would roll. I'd say agility to escape out of it.
I thievery is not good, but that's fine. Okay.
What'd you get,
That is-
sorry?
That is a 3.
Oh, a 3. The statue, like, it already kind of has its hand up, so as you try to throw this carpet over it, it's not even so much that it bats it away, it's just that the arm gets in the way, so the carpet gets, like, and
Yeah,
falls to the
okay.
ground.
Cool.
Would you like to take another action for a penalty?
Yes, my second action, because the carpet was just a distraction, is I'm trying to climb up the table and just do like a flying double kick into the statue to try to like shove it back into the mirror that I've now unknowingly closed.
This is our.
What do you want to do, Pepper?
This is our great Wayne and Sable.
This is our 1-2
acrobatic
combo.
moves. Yeah.
Okay, flying kick, Jesus Christ. Okay, roll.
That can be like in a do like combat
Yeah.
or something.
I was going to say, just roll fighting with, and we'll make it a -4 because you have to also climb up on the table in addition to
Absolutely,
the normal
100%.
penalty.
Okay. Agility with a -4?
Mm.
Or fighting with a -4.
So yeah, fighting with a -4.
Okay. Same dice, doesn't matter. I'm gonna do a Benny.
Mhm.
Okay. That is a grand total of a dirty 1.
Oh. Okay, Wayne, as you scramble up onto the table, you're sending paper and like ink flying. You don't even get to the point where you can lift off and do the sickest flying kick ever because you straight up like trip on a piece of paper and fall like on your face into the table. But as you do this and you're sending shit everywhere, you also send the bell flying, and it rings so perfectly, so clearly overhead. And the statue, Adela, you notice as this noise happens, the statue cracks along its arm because it's at a high enough pitch that it is not good for crystal, as it turns out.
Okay.
I know I said quartz. I'm just fucking hand waving it. Don't worry about it. Don't think too hard.
Quartz is a crystal.
Yeah, I mean, right?
Immediately have cat hair in my mouth.
Is Wayne going to attempt to take
my
an even
goodness.
higher penalty?
Oh my goodness! Pepper just rolled a 4 on my D10. I don't know what that
What a
was
legend.
for, but yeah. Good job, boy.
So this has happened, but Wayne has not noticed it because he's busy falling to the
No.
ground.
Wayne is busy making a fool of himself.
Cool. Then as he falls to the ground, because he totally meant to do that, and that was not a mistake at all. He tries to like brace himself against the ground and like push the table with his legs, and is going to use, do like a strength to help Sable next time he's
Yeah.
pushing the table.
Yeah, let's say because this is such a high penalty at this point, I'm going to get you to roll strength, and if you succeed that, then Sable will get a +1, which is a very minimal, but it could make a difference.
Okay. Then I will do
Jesus.
strength. And what am I? What's my penalty?
Your penalty, I'm pretty sure, is a -6 at this point because you've taken
Well-
3 actions.
Well, no, the first one was an object interaction. So this is only my second action.
Sorry,
As long as we're doing
-4.
the table, climb, and kick as one thing.
Yes, okay, it's a -4. Impress me.
Well, this is a -2. You said it was a -2 because I was climbing. This is the second
No.
action. So it's a 2.
I said it was a negative. I said it was a -2 because you're climbing, yes.
Yes.
But then I said, and it's a -2 because it's a second penalty. Like you're doing a second action on top of the
But now
throwing
I'm
the
not
carpet.
climbing. So this is the second action.
Yeah, but it was.
minus-
It's the third action. What are you talking about? You threw the carpet over the statue's face.
Yeah, that's true.
What'd
Okay,
you get?
that is a 5, which is
No.
a 1.
I
got this table.
Patrick. At this point, because you failed so many times, I'm gonna have to make you roll vigor to see if you avoid being shaken from the series of embarrassments that you have done to yourself.
Okay.
Wayne
fine.
has never been embarrassed in his life.
Wayne does get embarrassed, but only for very specific things, like not being able to read. Okay.
Vigor. No, not that die boy. This one. Yeah, this one. You wanna roll this one? I'll roll it off you.
Oh my god, boy! Well done!
Yeah, did
You
you
wanna
blow
roll
up?
again? You wanna roll again?
Okay, I put it on your head. Roll it off.
Oh, good job. What does it come to? No, you can't flip it if you don't like the number. Okay. Alright, roll again.
Here you go, boy.
Jesus.
Okay. That is a 26 on Vigor.
Pepper's a cheater.
It doesn't even occur to Wayne to feel vaguely embarrassed about anything that's just happened. He is safe and well in the clear. Are you wanting to take another action at a high penalty, Patrick?
No.
That brings us to the statue with Mercury on deck.
I put a D10 on Pepper's head, and he knocked it off with a paw, and it rolled a 10. Then I put it on his shoulder, and he knocked it off with his mouth, rolled a 10, and then tried to flip it over to a 4.
God.
So he was like, oh, it's too much.
Okay, I'm going to have the statue try and climb out from behind the semi-cage that
He's
Sable
got a
has
carpet in
created.
the way, too. Because Wayne
No, he
was
doesn't.
absolutely helpful.
He absolutely does not. Statue has good agility. Oh, it succeeds. So it very slowly, though, climbs out. It doesn't make it far from the table. And is going to take a shot at Adela because she is still kind of the closest. Adela can, or Bridget rather, can you give me a strength roll?
A what? What am I rolling?
A strength roll, which
Strength.
for you-
Okay.
Yeah.
I thought you said, "Can you give me a straight roll?" I was like, "What's that supposed
Yeah.
to be?"
It's versus a gay roll, which is
Yeah.
what Wayne and Sable roll.
Okay.
You're getting the heterosexual penalty.
Okay. I mean, maybe it
Being
feels a little
heterosexual, you mean?
Yeah.
I'm kidding,
she
I
got
don't
a
roll.
4.
Yeah, nice.
It's not mathematical. You just know. You just know in your heart.
So the statue tries to jab at you with a spear, but you step out of the way. It's just a little bit too slow, and it is going to try one more time at you with a penalty. So I need you to give me another strength roll. Oh, girl, that's not good.
6. So minus
Yeah.
2, 4.
No, I'm the one who gets the penalty.
Oh, right.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
because I'm
I
doing
got
second
6.
action. Yeah, so she got a nat 1. So it thrusts at you, you knock it aside and send it clattering out of its hand. The spear shatters because it is crystal as well. And yeah, you have now seemingly rendered it with no weapons. Which brings us to Mercury with a deck.
Madam DM, is there a common sign language?
Yeah, absolutely there would be.
And would Mercury know it?
Let's get you to roll comment unless you have a plot background that might inform it.
No, common's fine.
Yeah.
I have a really sad character background, I could say.
God.
That's a 9. Say the background,
Wow.
please.
Yeah, okay.
A time when the creator was getting overstimulated and took away Mercury's mouth because it was noise, and Mercury had to figure out another way to communicate.
Probably.
So I take it, sorry, but yes, Mercury absolutely knows. Let's say enough to hold a basic conversation. If only because she hasn't had too much cause to use it outside of those specific isolated incidents.
Okay. Making sure that she's in the the statue's eye line. She repeats herself. Who do you serve? As if that's gonna help. And wait for a response, then proceed with action. Is that okay?
Absolutely. It does not respond to you at all. It doesn't even react to the sound of you talking.
Well, that's a great shame. If you all don't mind, I will return in one moment with the bells.
So there is a bell in the room, which went flying before. I can have you roll notice to see where it's landed.
Sure.
Yep.
If we collect all three and ring them in the right order, it opens the secret passage. There's a collectible in there.
4.
Yeah, nice. You see that it's landed it's rolled slightly underneath the table. It'll be nothing for you to reach under and pick it up. I'll actually give it to you as a free interaction.
Mercury will scramble under there and hesitate before fucking picking it up. And a moment of can I pass this off to someone to do it for me? But no, let's ring that bell.
So as your fingers close around the bell, earlier when you got that twinge from the sound of it, it's stronger now, and it has an edge of you should not be touching this. This is not for you to touch. But you power through it because people are in danger, and you do have your programming, I imagine, to adhere to. And you ring it. How powerful is the ring? Give me a strength roll.
Okay. Double 4s. Well done, me. Double 4s.
Can I take a little liberty?
Hold on. If I've rolled a 4 on the
smidgen of liberty.
D4, then that means I blow up, yes?
Yes. Yep.
I was gonna say, I was like, what? Mercury has more than a D4 in strength?
Yeah, I thought you meant you had rolled
fuck.
twice and gone 4. Yep.
A blow up again. Fuck off.
Roll it again. Roll it again.
Suddenly, the spirit of rebellion overtakes Mercury.
Yes.
13.
And the cat has
13.
returned. Maybe he's giving you his luck.
Give me a second. I need to do some rolls of my own with how high you've rolled. 13, you said.
Yes, 13. A consideration is it's you should not be doing this, and it's that's not an order from the creator, so ding 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 ding.
So as you ring this bell, I like to imagine that as Mercury is taking this forbidden item in her hand, and even though she knows both, it is magically saying to her, this is not for you to touch. And inside her, the creator's voice is saying this is not for you to touch. She does it anyway. There's the briefest moment of, it is for me to touch, at least in this moment. And maybe not quite a fuck you, but the seed of a thought which could eventually become the sentiment of fuck you. So small. And as you give this bell a mighty fucking ring, it's so loud, it peals across the room. And the statue shatters, completely falling into glass and crystal onto the floor.
Mercury is horrified. This is not the outcome that she wished for. She simply wished for it to stop. She literally went trying to communicate hey, we're alike, aren't we? You serve someone like I do. I've murdered you. Fuck. Oh shit.
I will say that as it fully disintegrates, you know what the inside of a construct looks like. It's not as simple as just, I carved a figure made of wood. It is now, able to move and do things. It occurs to you that as you see this pile of crystal, this wasn't a construct like you. This was a basic security device of some kind. This was not a thinking thing.
Okay, that's helpful. So
That's why it didn't respond, because it didn't have a brain.
Okay, but still, the immediate fear is like, oh fuck, and then sees this and goes, oh, that's a relief. I think we should
Okay.
collect these other bells in case we come across more.
Is anyone going to say anything?
I think Wayne, despite the shattering, was still trying to shove the table against the mirror because he's down too low because he's on the ground. He's prone, trying to push the table, which is why he can't push it. So he heard the sound, but he doesn't know this thing is dead. So he's just like, yeah. If they're like a weapon or something, go get the bells. I got this.
Yes, Mr. Lane, you do, because it's over.
Huh? What?
The
Oh, damn. All right. Well, good job, everyone.
Yes, good job, everyone.
We all contributed equally.
Right.
When you like going through doors,
I do, yeah.
I think if you put Rakashan map back on wall, mirror becomes door.
Oh, all right. And that's where this guy came from. Okay. Hey, y'all notice that he had this spear thing? It looks just like that spear over there. Wait, no, I got it. You remember how there was that other mirror in the other room with the taxidermy heads? You put a map on the wall and you open the mirror. You take a spear and you stab it in one of those animal heads, opens the other mirror. What y'all think?
I'm going to the bathroom while you guys.
It's certainly worth a try, Mr. Lane.
All right. Okay. Good thing Sable reminded him to put the map back, because he absolutely would have run full force, like Roadrunner style, into the mirror.
That's happened before, so Sable's prepared.
Yes.
Don't we still have like a door in the other room to go through? No, we did go through that one. That's
Yeah,
right.
that's
that
where
was,
we found our scrying.
It was the dining room.
Yeah, that was the dining room. My brain's a little muddled.
Yeah, Wayne goes over, puts the map back on. Ellie's not here, but I assume the mirror starts rippling. He's gonna take...
Listen, I know your
Whoa,
instincts
too
are
far.
taking over. But
Too far.
Ellie's not here, so I'm the DM now. Wayne
No.
sticks his
it's
head
funny when
through
me
the
and
mirror,
Ingrid-
It worked
and then
that
it
way.
shuts off.
It transports Wayne immediately to the dungeon with the rat in it.
now you have to apologize. Now you have to apologize for what you've said.
I didn't say anything wrong.
Anyway, yes, as Wayne puts the map back on the wall, the mirror ripples. You think you see one of the statues twitch, but that crack widens a little bit more, and it keeps still. And as the ripples ricochet off the edges, come back and they slow, and it becomes that very gently swaying sort of movement that Sable saw earlier.
All right. Pick up a pen and throw it through the mirror.
Disappears right through it, leaving again just ripples echoing out.
Okay, well, I guess wish me luck, y'all, and I'll see you on the
Sable
other
looks-
side.
To see if there's any sort of rope. Again, I've gone through this before.
I do think that, especially like Wayne being like climbing under houses or something like that, he just has rope, and every time he's going into a small space or any dangerous place, just automatically ties it around his waist and throws
Yeah,
the
I
other
think
end
at
of the
that point,
table.
I think that it's been a silent thing of setting up, of being like, here's my good knot. Here you go, Sable. Hold that in your kitty paws. Thank you. All right, here we go.
One hand through the mirror, pull it out, make sure it hasn't been cut off. full face through the mirror, just up to the shoulders? No? Good.
So,
Walk in.
as you put the hand through first, it feels but nothing happens. You pull it back out. There's no residue. It kind of
Okay.
sucks a little bit as your hand pulls out, but then just goes back to the gentle
All 5
waving.
fingers. Same scars.
Stick your head through, and you see a short hallway. Very simple, just literally a hallway with a door at the end of it. Lit again by the same candle torches you've seen throughout. Nothing seems wrong. Head back
And there's-
out.
There's no statue.
No statue.
Okay. Then yeah,
Then you step through.
I just entirely step through, and I'm just gonna bravely explore. Stable and Adila especially are these tanky characters designed to take the lead, but they're also cautious people, and Wayne, being significantly more fragile, is the opposite of cautious. So he is just gonna go right ahead and pave the way.
Everyone else, you see Wayne disappear into the mirror. Do you follow?
Sable perks an ear up for like a scream of horror.
Nothing comes.
The rope's just disappearing into the mirror. As if the rope is long enough, Wayne goes down to the hallway and tries and opens that door. It's not going to get
Oh, that
everybody
was-
in some weird magic hallway if it's not safe.
Deal with that in a sec. What are Mercury and Adela doing?
Mercury would like to put down the bell, but finds that she's not able to not stop holding. Like it's like her hand is like stuck in the clench position. Like, all right, now I put it down. Now I put it down. Now I put it down. Okay.
Do the others see
Deal.
this?
Yeah. And I'm like, Mercury, just take it. Bring it back to your creator. Told you to take things of note.
Speaking of, Sable's put the idol into her deep ass pants pockets at some point.
I was
Joining-
Okay.
I was entirely picturing you going to say, Sable takes the idol and just like puts a hand into the fluff, and then the hand comes out and the idol's not there. It's just buried somewhere.
That is their other pocket. The stone is too heavy. It would sink down. You gotta put your light things in there, like paperwork.
Can I roll for Mercury to know that that's where it is?
Yeah, that's fine with me. I don't imagine Sable
I
is
noticed.
super. I mean, I gave her.
And you'll need to
I
get
gave
a-
her a D8 stealth, so maybe I'll roll about it. But you know, up to you, Ellie.
Well, you'd need to get minimum 4 to succeed, unless Mooney, you're going to roll thievery to like conceal it.
Oh, I was thinking stealth.
We use thievery when it's sleight of hand sort of stuff.
Got it.
Yeah.
Then I'm good. I will not roll thievery.
Hold on, I'm counting. Hold on. 17.
Oh my god!
Mercury, as you see Sable slip it into their fur, you not only know where this is, you know exactly like what angle you'd need to put your hand in to like reach through the fur without being slowed
Pocket.
down.
Not the fur. Too heavy for the
Sorry.
fur.
Oh, right, sorry. Yeah, you clock the pocket, and again, you know the angle. You get the sense that like it's this deep. There's no zip. Like you can see from a glance exactly how to get at this pocket, no problem.
You know how to make it seem like it's Wayne's hand trying to grab Sable's ass.
Yeah.
The creator said that he wanted artifacts of note. That's an artifact of note. She's gonna fucking get it. Anyway.
Wayne, as you open the door, I feel like Wayne might be kind of like bracing, ready for something to come through. But the moment you touch the door, noticeably there is no lock compared to the others here. And it slowly opens because you are now feeling quite cautious. You come into a bedroom. It's a very luxurious one with a lush mattress covered in silken sheets. There's a magical fireplace that's roaring. And you see there are bloody footprints leading out from the bathroom towards another door. What do you do?
I think this is reached the point where, yeah, God, everything from our campaign just keeps coming back up. I think this is the point where Wayne is like, okay, I've explored enough to know it's not immediately dangerous. You know, this is a little concerning. I'd probably take a very quick glance around the room to see if there's any, like, notable objects, like the spear, another bell, anything like that. But won't, like, won't actually, like, go into the room to search. Just kind of looking in. Okay, that's a 7.
Nice. All right. You notice there's a chest sticking out from under the bed. Like the sheets are kind of just draped over the edge of it. And you can see the lock as well is exposed and it is unlocked. Whether or not you want to take a peek is up to you, but it is open. And you also notice that the blood footsteps is very, very old.
Okay. I think Wayne tugs on the rope in a signal of being like, I'm doing something dangerous, be ready to pull me out. Something that happens all the time. And then it's going to creep forward and open up this chest.
Yeah. You open it up and it is full of papers covered, regrettably, in writing.
Pulls that out and puts it off to the side and is like looking for literally anything else in this box because that is not important in the slightest.
There is nothing else. It's just papers. And I will say with your like super high roll, they're a mix of handwritten and like scrolled versus like proper calligraphy sort of differences. Like you think some might be forward, some might be lettered. But there's nothing there's nothing animal related, there's nothing bug related visible in the chest or any items of interest.
Well, if there's one thing that Wayne has learned, it's that paperwork is always entirely unimportant and does not matter. So he just kind of scoops it back into the chest. Doesn't like try to hide it or anything, but just kind of like scoops it back into the chest, flips the chest closed, and just starts walking back to Sable going, that was a fucking waste of time. Nothing in this room that's interesting. Just comes back out, meets up with the others. Hey everyone, yeah, there's like a bedroom or something. Doesn't seem super interesting. I mean, it's nice and there's some like bloody footprints or something, but I guess there's another door we could check. But yeah, nothing too interesting that way.
Mercury looks to Adela. Lady Ashford, perhaps it's time to proceed through the dining room.
Yeah, maybe there's something other than paperwork on the other side of that other mirror.
Hey, guess we can try that one.
What was the paperwork?
Oh, I don't know.
Mr.
Something
Lloyd?
boring. It was like hidden in a chest under a bed, like, you know, real hidden like, but wasn't anything important in there, just like paperwork, so.
Oh, it said that it wasn't important.
Sure.
Okay, I trust
Can I
you.
have roll? I think I need Wayne at this point to roll.
Yeah, which is persuasion in our system, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Because you're outright lying.
I'm sorry, Mercury. That is an 11.
She doesn't roll against that, because right, Mr. Llewellyn, of course, I trust your judgment.
Yeah, I mean, I didn't, I'll be honest, I didn't really read too thorough, and, all this, what's going on with, this stuff, and, crater stuff, and things like that, so maybe there's something you find important in there, or something. I just saw it and didn't see anything interesting, and, if there's one thing I got a lot of experience with, it's, I gotta be crawling under beds, I gotta be searching for the bed bugs and where the rats are hiding and stuff like that. One thing I've always learned, people only hide incredibly boring, inconsequential things under their beds.
Yes, Mr. Llewellyn, I believe you, and I noticed that you're doing this subtle thing, Patrick, where it's going maybe he's the crumbs to go and find out, but no, Mercury's
yes, no,
yes.
I do think that is in character. That's Wayne going oh wait, I should still lie, but I should not lie so much that it keeps other people from reading things, because maybe they will find something I can't. So that is in character, being oh yeah, but if you really want to go look.
Not really.
I'm going to jump in as DM and say, Adela, the moment that Wayne mentions papers, you think,
I'm like,
oh, the invoice. Maybe there's some more papers relating to that.
yeah. So Adela wants to go through the secret mirror and see what these papers are, and she doesn't mind if everybody leaves the room and she goes through the secret mirror.
So we're just having this
what
conversation and we turn around and Adela's not there anymore.
Yep, and she just quietly, stealthily sneaks through.
And what is Sable doing, Mooney, as this happens?
I think Sable was kind of inclined to check out the paperwork, but when Adela goes in that direction, Sable's good, the person who can read. And is going to follow, I think, Mercury and Wayne into the other room, but is probably a lot more cautious of Mercury now, and realizing of being she doesn't seem to give a shit about the lion, but she will probably steal anything else that Wayne is interested in, and therefore needs to keep an eye on her.
Okay.
Not worried about the bridle at all. They're I got that in my pocket.
All right, we're gonna focus on Adela
It's not
first.
stealing if you find it.
It's not stealing if you find it in somebody else's pocket.
Someone's
But
pocket.
you need it more.
All right, so Adela, you pass through the mirror, you go through the hall. There's that same sense of there's no obvious danger here. You're not particularly worried. You step into the bedroom. You see the same thing that Wayne did, but it's quite luxurious. And because Wayne called your attention to it, you see now barely covered by the edge of the sheets. Clearly unlocked. Head into it.
Yeah.
All right. So this chest is full of papers. A lot of them are very disparate, almost scrapbooky, a weird collection of things. But a couple immediately catch your eye. So the first, if you'll permit me to read it aloud, is a letter from King John, which was a king, was the grandfather to the current. As you take it out, it has the royal seal on it. It is very clearly a legitimate, if not personally written document. It's scrolled, it's not proper official royal calligraphy. And it says, Ideas, I trust this letter finds you in good health. It's my pleasure to report that your operatives were indeed successful. Our Rakishan targets have been eliminated. Gods know this plan is an intergenerational affair, but I'm confident my son will continue the work and his son after him. I must warn you, there have been some naysayers in the High Court. Gods, they seem to forget the players would benefit from this plan. But myself and my advisory council have things under control. Keep at your work and bill me as needed, for I have a new project for you. The question of what exactly we shall do to invade the North has been raised to me, and I was stumped until I thought of your skills, which were not limited, of course, to the creation of our operative. We won't have need of assassins forever. Siege weapons, however, trails off, signed King John. The next is a letter from a woman named Alyssa, which only jumps out because the writing is nowhere near as confident and as clear as the other documents. And it says, "My Lord Adeus, I will be taking the girls under your wing. They are hard workers, gifted with a hint of magic, and I promise they will not harm you. I am especially grateful that you have agreed to let their pet fox accompany them. Gods know I shan't miss it, but it does mean so much to them, and you have fostered so many children over the years. I'm so grateful for kind souls like you. Yours, Alyssa." And then the third letter. It's a scrap of a letter. You're not sure where the rest of it has fragment of parchment. And it says, "So pleased to see, as always, how far you've come since our first meeting at Deus. In fact, seeing your work has given me ideas in regard to my next project. In the meantime, do not let the king's ambitions distract you from what is truly important, the pursuit of knowledge in all forms. I look forward to seeing you again soon." And it is signed, The Creator. Nothing else is of interest in these documents, but...
Damn you, Crater.
Deela just sits there and goes, "Oh fuck." Takes the letters and adds them to that invoice, which now she knows what the weapon is. And says, "Don't know how I'm gonna address this. Fuck, this is complicated." And leaves the room. Just
So there is still another door in the bedroom.
You're right, there is one. Is it the door to the bathroom? Or just
You'll
a
have
totally
to
different
enter
door?
and find out. You'll have to
Yeah,
enter and
fuck it.
find out. There is no lock, I will say again.
Okay. You know what? Fuck it. At this point, she's like, things are adding up. This group is such an interesting group that we have, and we're all connected to this. Let me just go through that door and see if I can find anything.
We're all
right.
connected. The former knight working for the king, the constructed servant working for the villain, the lone Rakashan in this part of the world bringing her the strength of her people, and a guy who is actively a hindrance.
So, like...
And an alcoholic.
Yeah.
And an alcoholic who's trying to find this rat.
So I do want to pause here. I did think of stuff for Wayne, and the whole part, what I thought Patrick would pick up on before I realized, oh, Wayne is not a moron, but not exactly highly intelligent, was I was like, oh, he'll like see these, really fucked up natural abominations and be like, my god, this goes against like all the values I fucking do.
I got that. Wayne did not.
My mistake. I won't make it again. All right. As Adela opens the next door, it does indeed open to a small bathroom. Again, beautifully, beautifully tiled. It looks gorgeous. You think there's actually gold inlay on parts of the bathroom? It's obscene. But what catches your eye most immediately is not so much the prettiness of it, but the long, desiccated corpse of a man with an enormous puncture in his chest sitting in the bathtub. And as you open the door and the air moves, parts of the flesh and the bone begin to like disintegrate just from the mild disturbance. And 2 human footsteps lead away from the corpse. Blood splattering as it leads back into the bedroom, which you now see. You perhaps didn't see on the boards, but they were like dry blood and that of a similar color. But more importantly, what you notice is that the footsteps are not only coming from the bathtub, they are leading from an open mirror, which is swung to the side to reveal another passageway. That's where the bloody footsteps are coming from. And as you cast your eyes aside, you see that there is a slightly ajar passageway hidden opposite to the one with the bloody footsteps that was behind a linen closet that is slightly ajar, which leads back in the opposite direction, angle-wise, to the one you came through for the bedroom.
Is it fair to say this is kind of when the others are coming in?
Yes.
So that Adela doesn't necessarily have to go it alone.
Yeah, so I thought you guys were going to look at the other mirror. I was about to swap back to you all.
Yeah.
Oh, are we actually going to do that? I thought when we saw that... Oh, when I thought we saw that Adela was gone, we were going to be like, oh, yeah, she went ahead. I guess we'll just go in the mirror. But
I would vastly
either way.
prefer that, but...
Yeah. Maybe you guys were going to, and then you're like, where the fuck is Adela? And then you walk back, and it's like, oh,
Yep.
God, she's missing God. So yeah, you sneak up
to
and
be
holy
a group.
shit!
So as the others come into the bedroom and see Adela standing over this bathtub with the man, I have to ask, is Adela going to say anything about the document?
No, not yet.
Wow. Okay.
Not
Wayne
yet,
does notice
because-
that the box is open and goes, oh, you took it for some kindling. Smart.
No, Adela doesn't say anything yet, because in her head, she's like, okay, so we have this letter that connects the creator to this lord who is trying to kill the Rakashan, and right now I already saw that Sable and Merc got a little tense. How do I deal with this? Because unfortunately, Merc is just gonna be, but the creator is so perfect. But she's brainwashed! So she doesn't say anything yet. Just puts it in her pocket and says, you know, Wayne, you were right. There really weren't any important documents in that chest.
I'm going to need you to roll persuasion now.
What
Yeah, I
I
can definitely read them.
Ooh, I have a D4 at least.
Important
Thank God.
whatsoever.
And you're a wild die as well, yeah.
Yeah, I got a... Wait,
What'd
let
you
me
get?
use a Benny. I'm gonna use a Benny.
What'd you get, though?
One so far. Okay. Benny. Ooh, better. I got a 5.
Wait, so did you roll a 1 for both?
No, I did.
Okay.
No, I got a 3 the first time.
Okay, yeah. Okay, unless, is anyone going to roll against that? I'm guessing Mercury
No.
probably won't. Does Sable want to roll at all against that being the truth?
Sure. What would that be?
Yeah, that's a good question, isn't it? Maybe a flat smart roll with your wild die?
Not very much.
Mm.
4.
And you got a 5. Okay, as DM, I'm intervening a little bit, and I think it's fair. I'm going to say that you believe that Adela is telling the truth, but you think there's maybe more to it than that.
Mm-hmm.
You're all standing in the room with this corpse. What do you do now? With a clear way forward with blood.
No? Do we follow the blood trail? What do you think?
Yeah, but do we follow it coming or going? You know, because it's also got that other blood by the linen cabinet. I don't know. Maybe we split up or.
Sorry,
Take a
there's no
nap.
blood in the linen cabinet. It is open. The blood is leading back out into the bedroom.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, you know, there's this other passageway over here, so we can go into that. Or, you know, this is a nice room, even with all the blood. Maybe we just want to take a nap for a little while, kind of recover ourselves.
Adela kind of looks over at Wayne and everybody, and it's like, we could split up. Me and Sable could take this route, and Wayne, you and Merc could go that way.
Oh, Mark, you want to go on a little trip with me?
You pretty good with blood.
Yeah, Sable's real good with blood. She licks it up, she sniffs it out. She's the best. She's the best little like bloodhound cat hound that you will ever find.
I don't doubt it. Yes, Mr. Llewellyn, that sounds lovely.
All right, let's go, Merc, you and me. And we're gonna take the linen cupboard way.
Okay, we'll deal with you two first. You follow the linen cupboard.
She calls out, and the very best of luck to you, Lady Ashford, and of course you, Sable.
Secret
All
from
right.
stealing from people is getting on the good side first.
You follow the tunnel in the linen cupboard. It's the same, roughly the same length as the one into the bedroom, and it spits you back out into the library.
How? Like one of the
You
bookcases swing open?
No, so you come to the end, and there's a mirror, and it shows the library. You step through it. You're back in the library.
Oh hell!
Ah. So it's all connected. Very clever.
You want to pick up that bell while we're here?
Oh, yes. Very good idea, Mr. Llewellyn.
Yeah, no problem. I think I'll go grab that rug and make sure I put it back. Don't want to be disturbing too much.
Of course. We must make sure to leave everything as we found it, unless, of course, we are taking it.
Yeah, unless we're taking it. Speaking of which, anything around here that you want me to take for Crater? I want you to do a good job.
Oh, is that in question? Do you not think I'm doing a good job?
No, I think you do a great job. It's just, everything you told me about Crater is he's a little bit of a harsh guy, it seems like. It doesn't seem like he's maybe the friendliest sort.
No.
Oh, and still haven't met him. We were gonna do that. We were gonna do that thing, and then the door was locked, and no one was answering. Maybe if we find enough good stuff, you pass over a couple to me, and then I'm like, here, Mr. Crater, I got this for you. Now tell me, please, about your cool stuff.
I think that sounds like a wonderful plan, Mr. Llewellyn. We shall certainly do it once we are finished with this operation. I shall pick up the bell. Does.
All right. Sounds good.
Are you going to do anything with it, or just pick it up?
Just pick it up, and you know what? It's like, so she's got the wine bottle under her arm. She's now holding the two bells in the one hand. Oh, Mr. Llewellyn, would you please take the bottle? Perhaps that is what you could offer my creator.
Oh, of course, yeah. And anything else you want to just stash in here? I got a little bit of room.
Thank you.
Kind of nestles the bottles in. You probably see as you open it the two other wine bottles that he's stolen in there. Just kind of nestle it with its fellows. Well,
unless you see something else in here. Oh, you know what? We were gonna take a look at that other mirror with the other thing. You want to do that just kind of while we're in the neighborhood?
Oh, certainly, yes. There was also the dining room that we saw. It may not be as important now, and there was rotting food there. It didn't bother me as I cannot smell. I don't know how you would feel about that.
I mean, rotten food's not my favorite, but I gotta get in all sorts of dumps and latrines and stuff like that in order to get rats and so on. So, I don't think it'll bother me too much.
Well, whatever you prefer, Mr. Llewellyn. Please lead the way.
Yeah, I guess we walk to the dining room,
I think because Wayne noticed that there was this hinged mirror in the bathroom, instantly he's trying to put his fingers behind the mirror and see if there's a secret passage behind it and pull it open. And
Yep, so the moment you touch it, your fingers go through it. It ripples.
Oh! Wait. Mark, it's already open!
Oh, how fortuitous.
Yeah, there's no crystal statues or nothing. Just gotta go right in.
Then let us do so.
Okay. Hey, Merc.
Yes,
got,
Mr.
like-
Llewellyn.
You know about craters like experiments and magical stuff and things like that. So you might know this a little more fully than I would. These critters up here, they look right to you? I just figured they were kind of like, strangers I hadn't run into before, but look a little odd. And that one looks like the thing we were fighting outside, just, dead instead of like not dead,
Yes, I posed this idea to Lady Ashford that perhaps we may come across these creatures in a state similar to the monster deer before.
I certainly hope not. And can I do like a survival roll to see like which of these heads I would be worried about meeting in a dark alley?
Yeah, sure, go for it.
Okay. Cool. That is a 5.
Yeah, so as you're looking at these heads,
Actually,
The
you know what? I
deer
got
is-
pennies. I'll burn one to do it again. I got a natural 1 on my survival, so I was like, statistically I could do so much better. And I was right. That's a 17 instead.
all right. As you're looking at all these heads, you see the deer first, obviously. But as you start looking, it's not so much anyone in particular you would be more afraid of meeting in a dark alley. What actually strikes you is how weird all of them look. And then as you keep looking, you start realizing that these are pairs of a kind. For example, the deer has the wolf eyes and the teeth. And then you look over and see a wolf with limpid doe eyes. And, a mouthful of herbivorous teeth. And it occurs to you, not only are these pairs, but these are prototypes of some kind. This is someone running tests who has hung them up, maybe as a trophy, maybe as a reminder, maybe just as this is what I've done, this is a record.
And out in the distance, I hear Full Metal Alchemist. Full Metal Alchemist.
No alchemist. Yeah, exactly.
Well, interesting.
Well, I think, Mark, we gotta keep an eye out for these critters. Just, they don't seem natural, even if they were sort of, alive.
Oh no, they do appear to be abominations.
Yeah, I mean, I don't really like to use that kind of terminology. It seems prejudiced, but, yeah, there's, certainly something.
I do apologize if I've offended you, Mr. Llewellyn. I
Oh,
feel
no,
that I am
not at
entitled
all.
to that word.
Oh, no, not at all. Why would you be entitled to that word? Just, curious.
Well, I have been called it, and so surely then if it applies to me...
You're trying to reclaim it for your own. Yeah, because it doesn't apply to you. You're right.
Yes, I'm glad you understand.
Because people call you that, and that's not how you are at all. Yeah. Well, Merc, if I remember correctly, there's another bell in here. So why don't you grab that one so you got the full set, and I'll go into the mirror first. I know you're not comfortable with the violence and such, so I'll just step in, and I will protect you with my body.
Thank you. And however, Mr. Llewellyn, remember, if it comes to it, I am happy to protect you as well.
Yeah, no, I'll keep that in mind. Don't give it no never mind. I'm just gonna, I'm the one who can do some like fighting and things, and I will
Oh, yes.
keep you I will keep you safe. And Wayne is gonna walk into the mirror, trying to make himself as large as possible to like physically block if like something is going to run down the passageway towards towards Mercury.
So you step in, same thing as before, similar length. No immediate danger, nothing that comes to mind, and a door at the end.
All right, it's clear. Wait, you may not be able to hear me. It's clear in here.
Oh yes. Mercury collects the third bell, and I would like to check in on what the magic senses have been screaming at her since she's collected the next two.
Just that sense of this isn't yours. You are not fit to wield this. Both magical and still a little bit of the personal. And if you don't mind, I'm now going to railroad you a little bit because we're approaching the 2 hour. Sort of.
Sorry.
Yeah. So we're going to abstract that.
I figured we would just immediately cut back to Adela.
No, because I'm enacting the word of God for a little bit because the next scene carries out the dramatic effect. So you guys make your way back into the way. It opens out into the bedroom. The magical fireplace swings forward. And I'm going to say, if you'll permit me again, because this is the one thing where I'm like, it needs to go away. For whatever reason, Adela and Sable haven't actually gone into that passageway yet. Maybe you're just looking at things, examining things further. At this point, you are all in the same room, and I'm going to ask DM, and I haven't done this yet, to just go into the room ahead with the blood. Please and thank you.
Cool.
Cool. Yes. All right.
Adela and Sable spent the whole time comparing muscles.
Actually, I was
Adela's
wondering.
trying to get a read on Sable. Like,
I was actually wondering if Adela was trying to get Mercury away so that she could share, like, hey, I think something with a Rakashan might be happening.
If you would like to do that, we can totally do that as what's been going on before.
no, it's okay. It's okay. No, because I was thinking that, but my brain was like, I don't know how to do this yet. / do I trust Sable yet? So, no, totally fine. We can continue through
Because my main concern from railroading was just like, I want you all to go into this room at the same time, and I was conscious of the time. I'm very, very happy for you guys to have a little scene about...
We can have a little scene maybe while Merc and Wayne, can't remember names apparently, while they were talking, maybe I just drop some hints to Sable before they come back in. So I do have a
Bridget,
question. Oh, what was that, Amy?
ask your question, and then I'll tell you my thing.
Okay. Do we have a name for this kingdom that I was from? Because I haven't come up with one.
I haven't come up with one either. We can just call it the kingdom for now. We'll just pretend you're saying it until we come up with one.
I'll say the kingdom. Okay. And other clarifying, when it was the letter, it was King John, you said, and he was talking about the north. Is north the Rakashan territory?
Yes. Yeah.
Okay. What I needed. Yeah, so they leave way through the closet, and Sable's trying to compare our muscles. And while we're doing that, I'm like, hey Sable, how familiar are you with the kingdom?
And so her kingdom is separate from the kingdom we're currently in.
Yes.
Yeah. I've only been here in the home. So, not very.
Do you know if your home has ever had problems with the kingdom before?
Undoubtedly.
Have you ever heard of King John?
The old King John from that kingdom.
Mm-hmm.
Like King John, the 17th.
Yeah, that one.
And they all look the same.
They all look the fucking same. Yeah, not much, but I know there's some history, but nothing really been relevant to me.
Okay.
Sure, our royals were more familiar, but I too common to talk to them.
Deala realizes she's going nowhere, so she changes things up. What was going on with you and Merc? I noticed there was some tension when you had that idol.
She, you seem to understand. The rich people don't take things just because they want them. This belongs in my country. I wouldn't intend to bring it back when I am done with my mission. She seems to think she's entitled to it for her father.
You even know anything about this creator?
No, not at all. I meet her at the same time you do. Wayne knows her slightly, but I get the... Wayne does not seem to understand the context of the relationship. He tends to look on the bright side for these things.
At that point, Adela kind of just stops because she's like, okay, really hard to talk to Kitty Man because he's not really giving her much.
He's not picking it up.
Nope, not picking it up. She's like, okay, I don't think they've been gone for a while. They might come back. I'm not about to blow everything up right now. Hey, you want to see my sword? And distract Sable.
After a few minutes, I think of showing a sword being like, I came from the smith that uses this special metal. That's when Wayne and Mercury joined them. Also, I want to just clarify, it's not that I wasn't... I thought that I made it clear that you... Oh, sorry. I wanted to just make it really clear. It's not because I was like, I'm sick of hearing Ing and Patrick talk. It was more, I was like, fuck, I should not have even let that be an option to leave this.
Yeah.
That was a DM mistake.
I can see you going, well, I don't want a railroad when they're like, let's double back. And then you going, should have fucking just said no.
Yeah.
Yeah. Sorry.
No, you're totally fine.
Or you do like a recursive thing where you're like, at the end of this hallway is a mirror, and you step out of that mirror and find yourself in the hallway you just came from.
Yeah, that's gonna
approaching
be
the bedroom. All doors lead to where I want you to go.
A sign says, you must be a assertive, literate reader to open this door. And they go, ah, shit.
None of them.
All right, so do we now move forward into the next room?
Yeah.
Okay.
I also think that Wayne and Mercury's little side adventure was actually really fast, because it was like, we'll walk down this hallway, and we're in the library. Yeah, grab that. Anything else? No? Okay. Hey Mercury, how you doing? Okay, good. Yeah, grab that. And we're back in the room. Huh. Like we were probably only gone a couple of minutes.
Cool. Okay, so
it's not even suspicious that they haven't like moved forward.
Before we actually open the door, when there's just the trails of blood in the other room, Sable is going to be sniffing and potentially licking that.
Ooh, roll survival for me.
Just for funsies, not to try to get any information.
Yeah.
She hasn't had blood in like 20 minutes. She's getting hungry.
I know you said survival, but I thought you said roll saliva.
I mean, yeah.
Sable has saliva checks. We don't. Just Sable.
Damn, eh?
5. Okay. Now that you've been in the ruins for a while, you kind of have gotten used to the scents that are around, and as you take a little of this blood, it smells familiar, and you think about it a little bit harder. It smells gamey, but also human, and it occurs to you that this might be the blood of the creature you found in the greenhouse room.
The fox one?
Yes. The fox human one, specifically.
Sable will just very quickly be like, a hybrid creature. Human, animal, like we might have seen before. Let's go. We continue on.
We came back here. Oh, you just haven't followed the blood yet. Well, I hope you have fun. We had a quick little adventure. Other way just goes to the library, and then we took the mirror in the dining room. We ended up right back here. So, yeah, guess you haven't been up
for shortcuts.
Yeah, good for shortcuts. You know, it's kind of like He's kind of like a fun house mirror. Do you have fun houses at your carnival, Sable?
What makes a house fun?
Is when there's like a house and the mirrors are weird and they make you look kind of like tall or kind of fat, or there's like stuff that moves, or there's like an invisible maze, and sometimes they have like doors that don't lead to places you think they do, but the secret is that you really got your uncle and he's got this bag full of pennies, and as soon as you're stepping on the door again, like, what's in here, hits you over the head, picks you up, takes you somewhere else, and you're like, how did I get here? And that's how all the doors connect to each other. I think this is more magical though.
Jesus.
No, I've never fucking heard of that. That sounds fun. That's fun.
Yeah, I mean, it can be. It hurts a bit, but, it's good for the kids.
You're hitting kids over the head with bags of pennies? Adela's just.
School counselor Adela comes back out.
How dare you? But the kids!
Adela makes a CPS call.
Yeah, I have childhood trauma stories from Wayne that Adela would find horrifying.
Adela just shakes her head and starts walking. Hey guys, we're going this way.
Okay.
All right, so as you walk down this tunnel, it's a little bit longer than the other secret passageways were. And there's the blood beneath your feet. It's heavier. This is clearly where we're getting closer to the source of it. And you come to the door that leads into the next room. There is no lock on it, and it is ever so slightly ajar. Do you go through?
Slowly push it open and through. Can I do a danger sense before we go in there?
You absolutely can, but I'm going to tell you for free that you don't get anything.
Okay.
So, you step into this enormous room, and it's a workshop. It's been ransacked. Unlike the previous rooms, there's only a singular light here, and it's flickering. It's not working very well, casting much of the room into darkness. Once valuable magical items have been smashed onto the ground, and there are enormous claw marks gouged in the tiles. Tools flung around the room haphazardly. On the ground at the far side of the room in the dimness lies an enormous fox, missing its head. And near to it, in a pile of long-dried blood, is a woman's face. And in the middle of the room is an enormous chalk circle splattered in blood. And I'm going to need you all to roll notice.
Full Metal Alchemist.
Oh wow, that was a dog shit notice roll. I mean, for
6.
Wayne.
I'm
Hi, what was
using
that?
a Benny.
Yeah.
Should I use a Benny? Yeah.
Okay. I think this is your last one, I'm just saying.
I got an extra one for being dumb about rats.
Yeah, this is number
You
4,
did.
is what I'm...
I don't think so.
I would say
think this
now is the time. Now is definitely the time to use them because I'm going to be wrapping up
Okay.
within, like, let's say 20 minutes.
yeah, I'll use a Benny.
Much better. 9.
Ooh.
I'm
Yeah.
dumb. I just spent a while looking to see if this was a 6 or a 9 on my D8.
Wow.
I was like,
Which was it? Out of interest.
this D8 doesn't have a 9 on it. Is it mismade? Is this a problem? Yeah, 6.
Right, nice. So as you all begin slowly fanning out into the room, Adela and Sable, you see that the blood is coming from close to the center of the room, but there's no, there's no evidence of exactly what's. It's just splatters of blood and then footprints leading out. There's also a series of alchemical diagrams on a table nearby. They don't mean anything to either of you, but they will smoke when we get to her. And there's also a block of gold with some purposeful shavings on the side on the table. You can tell from here it is pure gold, and it would fetch a hefty price for anyone perhaps needing to mount not a rescue mission, but a pricey search or return home, staring at a particular very furry character as I say this. And Wayne, you see this as well. The diagrams mean less than nothing to you. But you do
see
notice
a boy's arm and leg and a full set of metal armor.
What you do see is that at some point this giant circle has been smeared by footprints. The chalk has, been smudged. And you also see that the way the blood splatter has, landed, you can tell that something inflicted a wound on whoever the blood belongs to. Don't know what, but it was a powerful blow of some kind with this amount of blood. And you notice a curtain obscuring part of the room. Mercury. As you take this in, you see everything else the others had. The alchemical diagrams mean a lot more to you than they do to the others because you've seen them in the creators' workshops. But they're different, and you can't figure out what it is until you take a step closer and peer at them. And as you're reading through them, trying to figure out exactly what makes them strange, it occurs to you that the diagrams you saw with the creator were incomplete. Old, perhaps. Paper he had left around, not worried about you seeing it. But these diagrams are complete, and the missing ingredient is a human soul. And you also see the curtain. And because you had a high notice roll, you see the blood leading behind it from something else. Unfamiliar footsteps. And then because you also rolled so well, so high, you realize that something is breathing behind the curtain. And as you take a step forward, and another step, unbidden, you shouldn't reach out, you shouldn't pull aside the curtain, but you do. The light catches what's behind it, and you see an enormous boar, huge enough that it's taking up a room's worth behind the curtain. You think it would probably be twice the dealer's height, at least over 10 feet wide, and the skin and the fur has peeled back from the skull, revealing a bare bloody nasal cavity and an empty eye socket, and as it shifts in its sleep, you see parts of a human skull fused with the side of its head, eye sockets merging together. 2 human arms and legs drag from its stomach, twitching. And because you rolled so high in notice, you see that the part of the human skull visible is crystallized. There's a large wound in its throat beneath the bristles of its hide. At some point you think this may have been a normal boar, magically heightened. It's not anymore, it's something else entirely. And because you have the bells with you, as you take a step, the boar wakes up from the noise, raising its head, tasting the air. You can't tell if it can hear you or see you. It doesn't seem to be all there, but it shifts, and you freeze. You don't have many instincts as a construct, but you know when something's dangerous. And then it really seems to lock on to your presence. And it starts making a noise, but it's not the noise of a boar. I'm not sure if you guys could hear that. I'll play it again if you'd like.
I could hear murmured screaming and
It's talking to you.
And can I understand it?
Yes, the audio is probably a bit distorted, unfortunately. It is saying me.
Gotcha.
And then it begins lumbering to its feet. And
I
I'm going to
agree.
need you all to roll agility.
Mercury should go, uh-oh, and just close the curtain.
Yeah.
No, thank
Here's the
you.
thing, for the past 2 minutes, I was like, I really want to do that, but that's such a fish move.
Yeah. Fish goes.
Before like the battle actually starts, while
Yeah,
Mercury
we're gonna
is-
stop here. But yeah.
While Mercury has been exploring the room and walking over to this curtain, can Wayne have done one very quick thing, or at least try to do one very quick thing?
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Wayne sees how dark and scary it is in here with the one flickering light, and just goes, no, and just kind of walks back into the hallway and tries to rip one of the magic torches off the wall, just like full like foot on the wall, like trying to rip it out so we have another light source.
Absolutely. I'll allow. Read off your agility numbers to me, please, guys.
6 for Sable.
Yep.
8.
Yep.
4.
Yep.
13.
Nice.
Yeah, dealer. You're ready. And that's where we're going to leave it, with this enormous creature lumbering to its feet as Mercury stares on in perhaps the first true instance of horror she has ever in her life.
Hooray!
Hooray.
Did
Finally
the
feel
creator
something.
give her the ability to feel fear? I'd assume yes.
Baby's first horror.
Yeah.
It would be so funny if Mercury was like, "Oh my god," and Sable's like, "Gross."
I've not seen
Gross.
worse.
Let's leave.
Ugh.
When we start
People
our next
done worse.
session, I'll be getting you guys to roll for fear at a hefty penalty.
Yeah. Is it time to
Help
say goodnight
me.
to Craig?
No. I don't think so. Good night, Craig.
Bye, Craig.
Good night,
Bye,
Craig.
Greg.
Remember, fuck rich people. Pools are great.